Good morning, everybody! Welcome in for another week of AEL High School Term 2. Matsy and Mendrix coming to you live. But before we get into the thick of it, we do want to say a big shout out to none other than AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. But lest we not forget, we also have to thank Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. So big shout out to our sponsors there, Mendrix, and welcome on, man.
Mate, it's good to be here, Matsy. It's been a hot minute since we've been on the mic together. I'm very excited to get into it and catch up a little bit as we go through things as well. But of course, it's going to be SCS up against the Faith Falcons. Very keen to jump into it. And you have any opinions on this match before I was waiting for the teams to get ready?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun one. You know, I like to see the SCSC again team, but also like to see the Faith Falcons team doing great work as well. Definitely.
Very keen, mate. I mean, very keen. Look, I'm looking at this, and I saw a bit of the games last week. Obviously, I wasn't here. Racket, obviously, doing a very good job there. I was going through, and I could see that there was a bit of Mr. Fantastic seemed to be the flavor of the high school league. Is that a feeling that you got as well?
Yeah, I feel like more than the uni league, you definitely do see a lot more different picks in the high school league. Like Mr. Fantastic, you know, starts to come through there sometimes, and here and there you might see Squirrel Girl come through. Like it's more different, but even Iron Man is breaking back in. But I think our first map is going to be locked in. I think it's Bernard T'Challa. So that's going to be a fun way to kick off here. I think we got best of threes ahead of us, so look forward to that. But I suppose jumping into rivals, do you have a favorite character?
To be fair, for me it would just be Wolverine, partially because of I can't remember his name. There's a character that's a one trick they got famous for when everyone hated the hell. Everyone's like, Wolverine sucks, and this one guy's like, let me just one trick him as #1. And everyone's just like, we have to ban Wolverine. Wolverine's too good. This guy Wolverine's too good. And just watching his gameplay, getting those picks, just really impacting the map was amazing for me. So for me, it's always going to be Wolverine. Of course, I just love him in general.
Well, looks like we are going to be getting straight into the game now. So, bans already going to be on their way through here. Starting off, we've got Emma Frost and Spider-Man taken away, and we're on to the pick phase.
Yeah, very interesting stuff there. I know the flanks coming through from Spider-Man can be quite unpredictable, and imagine with the high school players, they just want to remove that a little bit, right? Just have something a little bit more upfront, a bit more chaos, right? Instead of getting rid of some of that strategic capability from some of those players that have been really grinding the ladder.
Oh yeah, they've been grinding all the while longer. And next pick gonna be Jeff. Lunar Snow locked in on the SCSC side. Jeff on to the Faith Falcons side. Next band's on their way, and it's Cloak and Dagger. Very different band scales coming through here, and curious to see what this next one will eventuate to be. Maybe one of those higher impact characters, Magneto, Psylocke, going to be locked out there. So, less assassination potential. You can see the kind of direction SCSC is going in here. You know, they've picked 2 high mobility takeaways there, and they've locked one of their own in with the Iron Fist.
Yeah, sort of making things a little bit easier in terms of remaining as that team, going for a more wombo combo combination if possible. And again, just eliminating that solo potential that I feel some of these players can have here in the Faith Falcons.
Ooh, hella. Locked down there, so that's going to be big potential for Mungo, it would appear. And Black Panther is out of here. So, another high mobility pick. Oh, sad to see it. I'm sorry, Mendrix. Wolverine is banned. And, you know, you've got that in common with our previous commentator, Racket. His favorite character was also Wolverine.
Just a fantastic backstory, right? It's been crazy. Did you watch Deadpool 3, where they decided to bring in at one moment they actually had a more accurate Wolverine in there as well, where he's 5'4" in the comics. He's actually like really small, like a typical Wolverine. I don't feel like they've done that in the game, but you know, he still makes a high impact, right?
Oh yeah, certainly does, and definitely was great to see that movie and all the different cameos in there. You know, seeing the different
the Calvarine.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's just the way that he was. Oh my God, the Calvarine. Good and beautiful stuff there. So I mean, everyone's getting ready. We've got pretty much the entire map locked and loaded in. And what are you expecting from the teams here coming across Match City? What do you reckon is going to be the big play?
Yeah, so I think the big play is going to come out from probably SCSC here. I feel like they've got a bit of a stronger composition, but in saying that, it's really going to depend on, I suppose, the impact of their players. Like, ultimately, if Mungo can pop off there for Faith Falcons, then they definitely can find a lot of strength for their team, right? And especially having that Jeff on activation there, really good to just immobilize your enemies, take them out of the fray there. So, curious to see how they're going to play into it. As we approach the point, the battle rage is on. Dr. Strange already, all shields up and ready to go.
Yeah, just continue to sort of push their way through. SES seems to have a little bit of an edge there on the point there for the time being. Of course, hasn't popped in the entire way through now. And I feel like SES is kind of pushing the Faith Falcons back. They're already taking out Pig, but obviously they've traded out Solia in response for that. And the Faith Falcons seem to be taking a complete back foot now at the start of the game.
Yeah, falling off, and it will be SCSC taking the point here, finding their strength. So great that they can utilize their tanks. Good that Fish on a dish there is able to utilize Mr. Fantastic as well. But the mobility of Iron Fist now focusing up the back line. Their teammates better help them and quick smart. Otherwise, they're going to lose their supports already. Good counter attack there.
Yeah, loving what they did with the Iron Fist. They needed to make something happen to sort of edge their way back in, but still, unfortunately, unable to make too much of it. SES still well and truly in control of the point here as well. And as they continue to push their way through, Faith Falcons need to make something happen. Probably not immediately, but start to edge their way in so they can get some percentage back as well.
Yeah, need to get there quick smart. Otherwise, they're going to be losing even more percentage. And Iron Fist on an absolute rip and tear shuts down the Namor and is on track for the quad kill. So, big impact coming through from SCSC here. Faith Falcons trying to hold down the point. Whale Bacon tries to escape 3 HP, and they will eventually fall down. So all these staggered deaths not really going to help Faith Falcons here, and just allows SCSC again to get some more percentage again.
Yeah, falling down like dominoes in this scenario here. They need to just sort of relax a little bit, slow down, regroup, and then come in as a solid unit. Otherwise, again, SCS again will continue to take control here. You can see even starting to push them further backwards into their own point here, just completely removing them from the game at this. And this is a very tough situation for Faith Falcons to find themselves.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a tough situation here, but not an impossible one. We'll see how things go.
They need to get there ASAP. Try to force it on through. The point is almost in that place there now. You can see Faith Falcons are throwing everything now at this moment in time, even the kitchen sink. But that zombie doing such a fantastic point at this moment in time, just maintaining control on the sides here as well. I think this is going to be an easy goal from SES.
Yeah, we'll see. Hella going to be bringing out the ultimate, though. Aya Bagamoto coming through as well there. Big impact from Strange. Does get shut down just as quick, trying to shut down the rest of them. And Hella is locking it down here. Faith Falcons at long last managed to bring themselves back on track. Get some control of the point there. Critical moment for it too. 99%. Now the ball's in their court to try and hold this one down. They do have the Captain America ultimate available though. So if they get on the point here with this portal, they at least have something to try and hold it back.
God, I'm glad I was wrong with that one there as well. You can't take Hella out of the situation here. But as I say that, they jump straight back in. SCS again ready for the fight, using their own ultimate economy to jump in. Mr. Fantastic smashing around. Time to hit back on the Fae Falcons, and this is what I was talking about before, needing to regroup, slow it down, and then jump in again. Fae Falcons managed to do it, but SES again just did it with a fantastic level there as well. But Fae Falcons are still holding on for the time being, with Captain America just continuing to sit on the point.
Continuing to sit through there and see if they can find more. Fighting on.
Yeah, just nice slow start for that Hulk. Trying to get away, but does manage to get into the middle of it. I feel like SES again is now just trying to slowly push them off in this scenario, just get themselves back in control, and they managed to wrest it back in there. And then getting that extra percentage just previously ended up giving a bit of an extra boon for them to very easily take back control and take this first round.
Yeah, good stuff coming through in the Imperial Institute of Science. Now on to the Stellar Spaceport. We'll see who is going to be able to walk their way in. We got a team discussion. Look at them. They're just walking down at the moment, taking it easy. Look at that. They're just styling on it. You know, it's just so graceful. They're even DJing in Spawn right now. They're having so much fun. We'll see.
This is one of the scenarios where, like, hey guys, you know, we've already won. We don't need to do anything too crazy. We can just do a lot of the same, right? Yeah, we'll just do a lot of the same. It's all good. You know, that's when you get to sit back. Whereas Fae Falcons, obviously a little bit of craziness happening here. They're not sitting there together having a party. They're all separated around, trying to figure out their own approach going into the next map or the next round.
And here we go. They're walking it on in. They're taking it nice and smooth there. You know, they're just smooth operators all the way through. But I do like the change up here from Faith Falcons. They brought out the Groot, brought out Hulk as well. This is really great frontline potential. Curious to see if they can manage to activate on it, though. So they already get a good amount of damage through. Lunar Snow is out of here. So that's one support out of the mix there. This is looking good for them to take early point percentage. But we'll see how reality looks to mix things up. Big focus already on the back line there. Trying to shut down Hela. Ooh, gets away, but maybe not for long. Ooh, they do manage to escape eventually. That was a tough one. More coming out as well. Takes down the Iron Fist there. So good to get impact up front. And they're now trying to force them back.
Yeah, very good for them in that scenario. They sort of overextended Iron Fist in that scenario there. Now continuing to push forward here. Lots of eliminations coming off the back end as well. Fae Falcons now, they're starting to lose out here. I love what they've managed to do here as well. With a lot of that coming into it. Doctor Strange there just seems to be forcing everyone back in and kill after kill. And now as we look into this again, it seems to be SES again retaking control of the point there. 30% already on there, or already underneath their belt.
Yeah, the Eye of Agamotto really brought things up for them there, but now forced to fight on it once again here. Invisible Woman, see you later. That's one support out of the mix there. Faith Falcons forced to reset here. We'll see if they can find the opportunity to get an opening. They jump into it. Loki, good to give them a bit more fighting power. Hela's got the ult as well, but Mr. Fantastic's activated. Bouncing around right now. Takes down one, looking for more around the bend. But it's not meant to be. Invisible Woman also activating the ult too, so nullifying that vision. Gonna keep them on their toes.
Yeah, just needed to have something in response for it, and they do manage to bring it back. But ultimately, SES are going to achieve what they needed to do, right? Which is just to keep them back at bay. The Fae Falcons still are yet to make their way onto the point to get some percentage back here as well. So holding strong here for the time being, and it really does feel like this is SES's game to win.
Absolutely. And we'll see.
Oh, they say that.
Ooh, here we go. They've taken it back.
Curse.
Yeah.
Coming on through. Fae Falcons.
Keep talking, Mendrix. More curses.
I guess it assists, right? I feel like every single time that I say something, oh, it's going to be an easy hold, Fae Falcon's like, no, it's not. What are you talking about? Immediately jumps in and just flips the script on me. Fae Falcons now in good control, just using that wall or maintain position for the time being. SES now looking for their chance to jump in. I think they're jumping in now.
Yeah, jumping in all over it. Iron Fist focused up on those supports there. Moon Knight bringing out the ult as well. Not going to be able to take anyone. Hela trying for it also, but Iron Fist just a little bit too shaky on it. And they do get to team up and shut them down in the end there, but there's still Hulk. There's still more to worry about. Back down to Bruce form, and their teammates are getting wiped out one after the other there. Eye of Agamotto did its job, and it sends them over the top. But Moon Knight, last-ditch effort, trying to hold on here. Pig doing a jig will escape with their life.
Gets away, but at what cost, right? At what cost here? And it really does feel like it's going to be going the way of SES. And again, as that timer counts right on down, and they take victory here in this round.
That they do. Map 1 going in favor of SCSC. So, a great victory coming through from them. They're going to be feeling poised, confident, and a very well-deserved MVP for Doctor Strange. A silky closure here as map 1 comes to a close. So, good start. We'll see what this second one's going to look like, and take a look at the stats here.
Very nice stuff there as well. I mean, having a look on the top there, I mean, Silky Closure doing an absolute menacing job there as well in terms of what needs to become those extra kills coming across. There are definitely some nice things there as well. I mean, give me an ID here, because we see a lot of numbers here, but making sense of it for me is a little bit more difficult. So, Matty, you tell me what really sticks out to you.
What sticks out to me is seeing like how high impact our tank players were, right? Because they had the two main tanks for SCSC, but they also had that off tank coming through with Fish on a dish there, playing the Mr. Fantastic. It was looking good, looking great even, but we'll see what is going to be great heading in towards map number 2 very soon here, as we are going to be pondering on what's to come.
I've just had a look there as well, like with those stats there, and then just like looking at the amount of damage that was soaked there by Doctor Strange. I mean, of course we know he's a Vanguard. Of course we know what he's going to be able to what he's capable to do. But that was actually just a monstrous amount in comparison to everyone else in the team there. It makes sense that he would have that many different assists in terms of the kills coming across, purely because just involved with that uptime in battle.
Yeah, and it definitely made their team last a lot longer, right? Having a high impact character like that one. But I'm curious how, I suppose, the pick ban phase is going to evolve heading into this next one, because, you know, you saw a lot of high impact come through from some of the picks they were able to get across the board there, but it could block out some things, but also let a few things slip as well. So I'm curious how the teams are going to adapt around this, or whether they just stick in the same direction, just take out those high mobility characters. It's definitely something to ponder on, but we'll see what the next map's going to look like once it's ready.
I think the other thing to take into account, being the high school leagues as well, is you definitely have a few more one tricks coming into it. I feel there's an opportunity there for SES to sort of target out that Hella. Seemed to have a lot of impact there for the Fake Falcons when they really jumped on board and were able to find their picks and their attacks. That could be a character to sort of focus down and remove some of that impact capability from the Fake Falcons. But of course, like you said, you know, the games evolve as time goes on. You see players absolutely go crazy as well. But, you know, the Iron Fist also had what seemed to be pretty high impact, and really finding those supports and removing them from the game, making things a lot easier for SES. That also might play a role going forward.
Yeah, I definitely think you're on the right track there, Mendrix. And curious to see.
I like to be on the track, Matty. It's a good feeling.
You gonna be a runner? Yeah.
No, on the car track, man. Me run. I'm not sure if I could. I don't think I can run anymore. I've busted my knees. Just, you know, the moment you pass 30, mate, you're on your last legs, don't you know?
Yep. We'll get there eventually. Oh lordy.
I'll skateboard. You know what I want? Have you seen those walking skates?
Yes.
Where like
the rollerblades?
Like the moon, well, not rollerblades, but like it's these what they called moonwalkers. Good name.
Like Heelys.
Yeah, well, kind of like that. But the idea is like you walk normally, but you're rolling as you walk. Like they've got like AI built into the shoe so that it stabilizes you as you just like walking normally, just guiding along, and improves your like walking speed, makes you like 50. Basically, you walk at 15 kilometers an hour.
That's so good. Everyone should activate that.
That should be a team up capability, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, Matsy and Mendrix. We're walking fast.
Walking very fast.
No, we're definitely looking good. But next map, Yggdrasil Path, is going to be the map in question. So we're going to be into that very, very soon. It's a convoy map this time. So going to be having the initial point there onwards to the payload. So definitely get keen for that one, everybody. It's going to be a fun time ahead. Once we get into the pick ban phase here, I'm sure the teams have had plenty of time to ponder on how they want to approach this one heading into map number 2 here. And we're going to be activating that one within the next 15 seconds or so.
When things pop in, right? You gotta look. You know, we make
There we
things
go.
work the best that we can.
There it is.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Looking on through here though as well, and I like how we get to see an idea of what they want to pick up. That zombie once again, obviously, wants to get that Iron Fist underneath their belt if possible. I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that ends up getting banned away. Mungo, of course, wants that Doctor Strange, very impactful there for Silky Closure in the last one as well. Silky though hasn't selected anything just for the time being.
Ooh. They will get their pick through eventually, though. So, going to see Hulk and Iron Fist banned out. Moon Knight going to be locked in there. Definitely saw a little bit of impact from that one. So, great to see it's locked in this time. Curious what's going to be next on the chopping block, as they have locked down the Cloak and Dagger. We did see that one banned in the last map there. So, they really want to rely on that Floor is Lava ultimate. You know, get all that impact over the point. But Hela is going down this time around.
And this is what we're talking about as well. I feel like a lot of them, I've sort of identified some of the high impact characters, want to remove that comfortability from that player. And that's why we're seeing, of course, Iron Fist and Hela both off the, like you said, we're both off their heads in the chopping block this time around.
Yeah, same with Invisible Woman there as well. Don't want to have that support, utilizing that ultimate, blocking out all the vision, and just making things a lot harder for their opponents there. So, pick's going to be locked down now. And it's Emma Frost. That one's been allowed through. Uh-oh. That's one you see as a mainstay ban. And now it sees its time in the sun. What else will be coming through, though? It's going to be up to the Falcons. It's Loki. Very heavy impact picks coming through here. And 2 more bans remain.
Yeah, very interesting stuff as well. I think it's funny. I find it just, okay, thematically speaking, that Emma Frost would be a tank, you know what I mean, like a Vanguard in this scenario. Just, I understand why it can be in terms of the abilities and the kit, but I just sort of felt, I felt like, you know, Strategist Duelist would have been the better feel thematically. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon you could be on track there. I think there's definitely more creative ways forward, but speaking of creativity, here's Adam Warlock. And the Scarlet Witch coming out on top there for the Faith Falcons, I believe. And SCSC going to be on the red team this time, so definitely...
It's definitely a different look here for SCS in terms of what they've put together here around. They've got some, you know, some of the same flavors, but a little bit of a different mix into it as well. I'm going to be interested to see how they make that one play out. I would have thought, well, Bacon had Emma Frost hovered initially, but then did that last little swap crossover to the Adam Warlock just the last second here. And I guess this is that idea of, you know, of course, being able to bring people back. Just very powerful in its own right if you can make it work.
Yeah, and that's the true test, isn't it? Trying to make it work there, trying to see if you are going to be able to push your way forward. Seeing Storm come out, not a common pick there, but definitely can have its time to shine if you're able to activate accordingly here. But we'll see how SCSC defends in this one. As the enemies push through now, they're holding the bridge. Pig doing a jig. Caught out of position there. A little too far forward, I'd say. Normally see the team hold around this point. So that's going to give Faith Falcons a little bit of a booster already. Taking out 2 picks there. Looking for more as well. They're spilling ahead. This could be a very quick first point taken if they aren't able to hold it down here.
Yeah, absolutely taking advantage there and just punishing that mistake going through from SCSE again as well. And now they're also stuck in a scenario where they're trying to bring people back at the same time, and they seem to be moving in like dominoes or falling like dominoes once again. They seem to have a mistake that was put in from just before. So it'll be interesting to see now how that does play out. But like you said, it's going to be a tough one here as they bring it all back.
Yeah, bringing it back and ready to get down to business here as the shots come through. Stuck in the little corridor there, so it is already going to be a hasty approach from BWSC Red. Definitely excited for what in the what? We're excited for SCSC again. Apologies, to see how we go down on that one.
Yeah, let's just continue to push that one forward. So, like you said, a very quick point taken as well. handily the Faith Falcons managed to get themselves on it and at least sort of push it back a little bit as well. Do have things jumping in now, just trying to get some control back here for again, but the Faith Falcons here are trading out effectively while stopping the point for the time being. Stopping the payload for the time being.
Yeah, we'll see what is to come here. As the shots come through, good impact onto Strange there, forcing them back. Faith Falcons struggling on the defense here. And we'll see if SCSC is going to be able to push up here. Very close to an ultimate for Soliant as well. Ooh, getting close to it. They will be shut down by Lunar Snow. So, good to push forward there. The opposing Lunar Snow, too much rears, is able to keep the point up. Portal comes through as well. Eye of Agamotto ready and waiting, and they get the back line. This is massive. Pure Chaos coming through as well. Scarlet Witch ready to blow them up. They won't be able to get them, but it's all down to Doctor Strange there. Just destroying all of them. And now they get some freedom.
What an absolute wipeout there. The Faith Falcons team just losing so many players in such quick succession. SCS again now well and truly in control, and they still have some decent ultimate economy as well.
Yeah, looking good, looking great even. As the Pig doing a jig, big ult coming through there. We'll be able to stop them with the Ankh as well. But Fish on a dish will be able to keep pushing on. Damage looking good for Silky Closure. Needs a bit of health though, and they are going to be shut down by the Scarlet Witch here. Ready to detonate. They spotted a Loki as well. Get rid of that character and you're going to have a much easier time. But it's not about an easy time here. It's about fighting on, and we'll see who's going to be able to succeed as Storm goes down.
It's a decent ebb and flow here, but just in terms of what is getting done there, it's SCS again, everything on their own problems seem to push it so much more viciously, whereas it feels like a bit of a hard grind for Faith Falcons to bring something back. And as you can see, continue to push it forward for the time being. We do have a bit of congestion as everyone's jumping into towards that, trying to get these ghosts to stop moving in any one way direction or another to see if the William does manage to get out of there. And here we have a big push coming across as well. All the ultimates being popped out at the last second, and Faith Falcons are managing to clean up again this time around.
Again, and we'll see if they are going to bring out that infamous character eventually. Would love to see the Winter Soldier, but not meant to be, at least not yet. Still.
Not this time around. Do you think these are the goats from Love and Thunder?
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%. It'd be great to have this screen.
We could imitate it if you... No. Storm's ult coming through. Holy moly.
Rockets here.
Oh yeah, they're all there. Gearing up. Storm's ult not working out as well as they would have hoped there, so they are going to be forced back again. But Lunar Snow ult's going to keep them on the point a while longer. Eye of Agamotto activates as well. Huge impact. Goodbye, Lunar Snow, and goodbye to many more. Cloak and Dagger out of the mix there. Looking to see if they can find more. Opposing Eye of Agamotto, though, stops them in their tracks. The Ark's out. They're trying to bring out all the impact here, but too much arrears. It's just on a tear. Support? No, not today. It's DPS time for Lunar Snow.
I love it when players do manage to find a different utility measure than what was intended for the character, and Too Much Riz definitely doing a great job with that versatility. And SCS again now back on the move here, will be pushing towards that next point, and do manage to unlock here once again. So they do get there at the very end, and we'll see how much more they can push forward here as this map continues.
Yeah, they've got a good amount of time to do it as well, like just over 2.5 minutes here. Definitely can see them potentially getting through to the end, and Soliant ready to keep them in this corridor, just smashing them down. Their teammates activating on that damage as well. Both supports are out, and the rest are toppling over just as quick. Doctor Strange is trying to get away here. Soliant's doing a good job keeping them in place. They can't stay too long, though. They're going to be shut down if they don't get the heck out of there. Oh, thankfully they have a teammate. This is a good delay, though. I like the stagger.
Just sort of a slow down and buy time, right? Sometimes it is all about just sort of buying time, and SS again have been really doing a really good job in these critical moments to make sure that they can get the time needed. And they are continuing to push forward here. Like you said, still plenty of time on that clock here to complete the rest of this last checkpoint. And they just seem to be barreling through.
Yeah, barreling through, ready to get it over. Once again here, Portal coming up towards the rear. Maybe, maybe not. Might not need it. Good kill there from a Scarlet Witch. Looking for more. Is Pig doing a jig here? Ready and waiting. Silky Closure does have Eye of Agamotto available if they want to activate, but it's not going to happen. Lunar Snow activating. This is the time for pressure. Time for a push for SCSC again. Both teams fully activated. Eye of Agamotto coming out as well. Not too much impact, but they do catch two. Now it's all unraveling. This is exactly what the Faith Falcons need.
Yeah, managing to catch there in that choke point as well. They pushed just a little bit too far forward with that preparation. The Faith Falcons strike, and now, like you said, beginning to push their way back forward. You gain a little bit of that ground back, and this is all precious time that they need or to steal away from again to make sure that they don't ever make it to the final point of that checkpoint. SCS again now regrouping, licking their wounds, bringing themselves back in position. Faith Falcons are holding a very good spot here now with the payload to see.
Absolutely. Solid position, but now Eye of Agamotto. Oh, it's massive! All the power coming over the top there. They've shut down the Scarlet Witch. They're looking for more. Stormbolt as well. Oh my gosh. They are wreaking havoc right now. Cloak and Dagger activates on the point, and they may yet get hunted down too. This is not stopping them from getting on top of things here as they continue.
Again. Just threw all of the members of Faith Falcon into the blender and pushed the button, and they made a puree at the very end there as well. They've got a bit of time left here to push here towards the very end here, and I think they're going to make it towards the end as well. Faith Falcon still trying to hold on here for the last second here. Let's see if they're going to be able to finish up or if they will hold off.
Here we go. Good attack on Solion there. Looking for more. We do have the amplifier as well. Rocket trying their best to keep their team alive here. Faith Falcons need this so bad. And they will get it. They're not going to be able to get it over the line. They certainly got it quite close there. SCSC again. Not going to be able to do it though. So, Faith Falcons, now their chance in the sun here. We switch the sides. And let's see if they can go the distance.
It's going to be a very tough act to follow as well. That's the hard part here. When you're so close towards the end there, if you don't really have a strong impact when you bring it across right here in this one, you kind of feel a little bit defeated or deflated when it goes around. And it is do or die here as well. Best of three. They kind of really need to make a big impact here and now for the Faith Falcons to stay alive.
Yeah, trying to stay alive and not going to want to take a dive here. And we'll see who will be able to thrive in this situation. Will Faith Falcons find their spark and be able to make their true mark? Or will it be SCSC again? Doing it all over again. It's the time.
I wonder how many times we can say again in this scenario here. I mean, just say... You're going to try and say again as many times as we possibly can. Nah, you know what? We can't do that. That'll be too silly. That'll be too silly. I like a little bit of silliness, Matty, but not too much silliness. Because it'd be nice to just throw again in there randomly, right? The idea of like we want to try and get as many again counters as possible.
4, 3, 2.
I reckon we can go again.
You reckon we can go again? It might happen again. We definitely are going again, as we have started this map as well, and Faith Falcons sitting there on the edge. They will push forward immediately, and of course, again is now again on the side there, holding down the Faith Falcons again.
That's right, they sure are. We're going to see how they deal with this one. Damage coming over the top there. The thing almost in trouble. Too much Riz goes down though, and they will trade out. Pig doing a jig. See if they can mix things up. Mudcake is out of here as well, so all they have is Loki to rely on for the heals here. And are they going to be able to do it all on their own? It's a real tough challenge, but not an impossible one, as they set up their backlines again. Faith Falcons just taking it slow here. Ready with the portal around the back, trying to smack in, and there we go. They found the item of resolution.
Jumping in that back line, I think they've got a decent setup here. They are trading out once again. It's going to be 2 members each for the other, but the Faith Falcons did a fantastic job playing it slow. It was a little bit of an overextension here by again when they pushed in. That's allowed Faith Falcon to have some decent time here on the point of push forward, but again now continuing to strike back, getting elimination after elimination, knocking down player after player, and they've wrested control back here of the Goats.
They sure have, letting the Goats out of the farm there, but no one's looking to farm in kills at the moment. Solion caught out of position there, not with their team, or will allow a little position forward, but now it's a large position. Great ult coming out from Moon Knight. Scarlet Witch locking things down as well, and that is going to be an easy path towards that first point there. Faith Falcons happy with that, but there's still a long way to go.
Yeah, continue to push forward once again. Okay, I know I'm calling them Goats, but I get they're probably Rams, but at the same time, they've got the face of a goat, don't you think?
I suppose so. I guess so.
I'm just putting it out there. Right? They've got the horns of a ram, the face of a goat. Okay, this is a hybrid there as well. As I speak of this, though, I think we're going to have a huge amount of action coming into it. A number of ultimates have been popped into play as well. You can see both of these players throwing haymakers at it all. Both of these teams throwing haymakers at each other. And it seems to be what it feels like the Faith Falcons managed coming. Those resurrections coming through pretty damn on point as well at the last second to bring players back. And again, unable to wrest control. Faith Falcons continuing to push forward.
Yeah, pressing up, no hesitation there. And it does allow them to continue to claw it up. Plenty of time to play with as well, especially if they get that second point. They're going to have even more to play off of here. Agamotto is available if they want to try and activate it here. Lunar Snow Ultimate's going to be activated in the meantime. Agamotto coming over the top there, locking out Solion. This is great for the Faith Falcons. We'll see if Silky Closure can bring theirs out as well. No, not looking like it. We could see potential for a third mapper if it keeps up like this.
Yeah, you can see it. Faith Falcons really do want to get a series underway here for us now as well. And they'll do a fantastic job here, making sure they are following SCS again in this one here. Continue to push forward here. Although that's a big stun there. A number of players on the Faith Falcons do get hit by it, but the damage was already done prior. And SCS again, still licking their wounds, unable to capitalize on what was found.
Yeah, unable to do much with it there. Both supports go down, but it's just not enough, is it? And we'll see how things go down now as they're on the final stretch. So much time to play with as well. Faith Falcons taking charge here and barging ahead. Past each choke point, they gain more traction, more momentum. The power continues to rise, and their eyes are on the prize with a triple down there from Pig doing a jig.
Yeah, this is looking so good now for the Faith Falcons. They've got so much time in the bank here. They're going to bring this one across here. It's going to be hard for, again, to bring anything back, I feel, when this comes through. And you can see just having that edge there, that extra bit of time, is going to absolutely make these completely untenable. Just continuing to push a bit further forward here now. They're so close towards the end. It seems to be the last stand here for again, but they're still losing members left, right, and center. And this is a team, the Faith Falcons, really, like you said, have their eyes on the prize here. They cannot be stopped.
Yeah, unstoppable there, and we'll be able to get it over the line. No OT needed. It's game set, but not match. As we have our second map locked in for the Faith Falcons. So we are 1-1 in this endeavor, everybody. One more map.
One more time to prove their worth here. This is actually fantastic that it's turned into a series. It really did look like again was well and truly in control, especially when they brought it close to the end. Not completing, but close to the end. But the Faith Falcons just seem to really flourish under the payload map, or under the convoy section.
They sure did. Really flourished and showed us what they're made of there. 50 kills from Pig doing a jig. Just incredible stuff. And no one else really able to match up on the other side of things. Except for, of course, FLC under the Scarlet Witch. So definitely goes to show the DPS were doing their job and doing it super duper well. We'll see if they can keep spelling that kind of success heading into map 3, though, because they've got a lot of momentum behind them now. You know, it's kind of like a steam train in comparison to how number 1 unfolded there, and very eager to see how things go down into the third and final map.
It could also just be a matter of endurance, or maybe not endurance, but I feel that first map sometimes can be a bit shaky for some teams. They need a bit of time to warm up. Once they get well and truly into the flow of the game, a different version of them comes out, and you do see everything sort of just working and fitting a little bit better in comparison. So the Fae Falcons really giving us a nice showing here to bring it back and, of course, make it 1-1 between both of them.
That's right, definitely a showing that they mean business and they are here to play today. Super duper keen to see what our third and final map is going to be here. As we pan things out, they're just going to be getting their map picks through, I believe, and we'll see who's going to be
What
on
would you
what
like
side.
to see here in the final round?
Midtown.
Midtown, okay.
Yeah, the newer map, which I think has a Blade reference in there from memory. So definitely, yeah, I like going into the new stuff. Speaking of new stuff, new character on the way. May 30th, everybody. Ultron coming through. Not sure when they'll be available for competition here. We'll find more out about that once we get there. But Ultron is on the way, so get keen for that one, everybody.
It's always interesting when you do drop a new pick in terms of what can be actually put into it, because you think you've got everything ironed out with the kit, you think everything's good, and there's just like one aspect that you didn't think through that's just absolutely busted. That's like when it drops, everyone's like, no, we cannot have this in competitive in any sense of the matter, because it's just gonna be banned out every single time. I mean, I guess that's why the ban tool is there, but you don't want the ban tool being used specifically because a character is literally broken, busted. You want it to be, hey, we know this guy's really good on this particular character. We want to obviously remove that from position. That's the purpose of bans, not to just get rid of busted characters.
Yeah, exactly, and definitely eager to see how things go down once we get down to business here.
Yeah, you can see they're still just discussing in terms of what they want to do. I mean, you want to try and position yourself in the best way possible, especially when you got the advantage they're picking. I mean, what's your preference? Do you like being on offense first or defense when it comes to these hybrid sort of maps?
I guess I'd prefer to be on defense first to try and give yourself a bit of time to kind of compose yourself, because you can ease off a little bit there. But in saying that, the same can be said on attack. You can ease your way into it, kind of build up that pressure to a full culmination for success over time. So, I don't know. It's a mixed bag. I feel like maybe it could be good either way, but depends on the team you're playing with.
I guess it's true, right? It's all preference when it comes down to it. Speaking of preference, who's your favorite character?
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye? Okay,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hawkeye.
Is that a like a character of the game scenario or the character in general?
Just in the game.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, we love the little arrow shooty. It's very good, very reminiscent of characters I used to main in other certain games, which are
Gotcha.
no longer games.
Familiarity.
Yes, but yeah, we're getting into our third map now. Looks like it's Shin Shibuya. So Tokyo 2099. Get eager for that one, everybody. Our players are loading in to the selection now, so we will be getting down to business on our picks and bans for our last time this series in just a moment as we unravel the spaghetti.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do pick this time around as well. I mean, we saw before it was, I think the first ban was actually Iron Fist. They wanted to take off the map here as well on one side here, but we do see Moon Knight taken away there. Like you said, it had a decent impact in those first few games there, and it seems to be the case. And once again, it seems to be similar that the Iron Fist has been taken away, but Moon Knight now the deviation.
Yeah, just I like how they've brought that out. I think it's definitely a worthy ban considering the impact to the ultimate we saw in the last map. They were able to really gain a lot of traction with that one. Iron Fist is going to be banned out as well, so crazy to see all these high impact DPS characters going to be unraveled across the board, right? Because Scarlet Witch is locked in, Mr. Fantastic, and Hela locked out. So you can tell they're just really trying to wipe the board with all these high impact characters. But in saying that, that leaves the door open for Emma Frost again.
I completely agree with that as well, but I feel like they really are just started sort of targeting the familiarity of the players here instead of really the high impact characters in terms of what the meta is saying, right? I mean, looking at that, they've gotten rid of the thing there. Solian is out of it as well. Like Solian, who obviously was doing a fantastic job of the thing in the last map as well. Now sort of recognized there by the Fade Falcon, so they wanted to remove that one away if possible.
Yeah, definitely trying to see if they can remove whatever obstacles come in their way, aren't they? And Cloak and Dagger going to be an obstacle again this time, so definitely excited for how they maneuver that one and how they try and counteract it. There's 2 more bands remain now, SCSC. Let's see what they can pick. Spider-Man.
Interesting. The thing is, has Spider-Man been banned in every single map?
I think it's... Yeah, I think it has been maybe the first... Oh, maybe the first... I can't remember if they were banned in the last one, but definitely the first one. Ooh.
Yeah.
I like what I see, though. This is something different. Magic. You don't see too much magic these days, and now they're bringing it out with the Scarlet Witch for Faith Falcons here. This is a change-up, and I like to see it. Considering the limited options they had for DPS characters, it makes sense. And looking on the other side as well, Iron Man coming out. I feel like we've gone back in time a little bit with these picks here.
Yeah, it's interesting when you bring that up as well, and I think that's what happens when the bans obviously are so favors towards the duelists in terms of removing them from the map, and it's gonna be interesting to see how Iron Man does perform here in this different realm. Is that that skin? Looking at that skin.
Yeah.
Did you watch My Hero Academia?
Yes.
Is that All Star?
All-Star. All Might?
No, you know what I can't remember her name. You know, like, 'cause it's like All Might, but the American.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Can't remember what it. Stars and Stripes. Pretty sure.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of it.
I think her name. I think she was Stars and Stripes. Was a hero name.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's just what the skin looks like. I was like, oh, that's different. I was not expecting that.
Well, here we have it.
Or is it? Is it gone? Did they change skins last second? Oh.
I don't know.
I'd have to see it again. Alright, okay, we're talking about the cast here. This is more important. Everyone's in a choke point for the time being as well, as you can see there. Big doing a jig, obviously feeling a little bit of the pressure there, has to back away. Mud cake for you, so low, does manage to heal back up as well. A lot of these players just walking away by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, walking away from it by the skin of their teeth, ready to unsheath their swords there. And good right clicks coming out from Iron Man, good passive damage. Silky closure. I like how they're playing Groot here. This is good to isolate some of the defense while your team tries to venture forward, but in saying that, Peak doing a jig has free farm over their supports right now. No one is dealing with them. So they've already shut down Cloak and Dagger. Their focus now has turned, but it could be too little too late here, and they're going to be forced into a reset.
Bringing it forward here as well for the time being. You can see good control from both these teams for the time being. One member has gone down now, so wait for them to be brought back into the fray. And SCS again, sort of seizing control, seizing the objective. Iron Man up top there, doing a good job there. I don't think he's been spotted for the time being. Has taken a few hits now as well. Cool. Need to watch the skies just a little bit. But Big doing a jig, taken down once again here. And there we go. Faith Falcons, I feel, losing control.
Ooh, Aya Bagamoto comes out with pure chaos. Massive combo there. Triple down and more to follow. Rocket with the passive. Brings back Lunar Snow though, so at least they still got their supports in action. But my word, those combinations are exactly what you need to bide your time and get you over the line.
Yeah, that's exactly the case. Yeah, they felt like they were losing control in terms of getting edge there, but it was all for that setup there. That beautiful Aya Bagamoto did give them full control back here, and I love what they're putting into play.
And there's more where that came from as well. Lunar Snow activating the ult there, trying to elevate their team onto the point here. Doing a bit more as well. Cloak and Dagger, Emma Frost, it's all going down on the point right now, and they're taking all the damage. Goodbye to the Cloak and Dagger. Scarlet Witch on the chopping block as well. Everybody's going down. Magic's out of here. Scarlet Witch has gotten away for now. Maybe not for too long though. Poor Doctor Strange. Just forced out of it. And so, that's going to be the payload activated here as SCSC again managed to get it over.
Yeah, I really feel this scenario here again. Just sort of did a Uno reverse there. Fair Falcon's beautiful wombo combo manages to wrest full control back, but then again goes, you know what? What you can do, we can also do, but perhaps just a little bit better here. And like you said, the payload is now on the move.
On the move and ready to feel the groove as we jump into it here. Big shots coming over. They need healing ASAP. Not going to be able to get it, though. Good shots from the Scarlet Witch there, taking them over. Mr. Fantastic bouncing her through as well. Doesn't manage to shut them down, but the pulse bomb's good from that zombie. 2 supports down. Pure Chaos coming over. Then we'll be able to find the opposing Cloak and Dagger. Going to be traded immediately, however. So now SCSC are finding their mark here and forcing Faith Falcons back.
Yeah, it's when all the dust settles, even though the trades are happening, they again, continuing to barrel forward. I feel like this is the momentum they wanted to have in map 2. They've managed to bring it this time around in map 3. Perhaps a little bit of what was given there, a bit of a pep talk, maybe just a nice rejig of the strategy is really giving them massive dividends now, and they're pushing further and further forward here as well. Faith Falcons need to bring something to the table now, otherwise they are probably going to find themselves at the wrong end of the table.
That's right. Could have the rug pulled from under them, but we'll see what that is going to look like as the shots come over the top there. Amplifier activated, not for long though. And they will be able to shut that down promptly. That zombie holding in the halls there. Lunar Snow going to activate the ult as well, so they're ready to push into this one. Oh, Vagamodo, ready, steady, go. They try and lock down the supports. It doesn't work though, so nothing to come of that one. A portal over the top as well there, so trying to see if they can find their impact. But I love the countering of the abilities here.
Yeah, big resources used here. Now it's going to be in return here. SS again using what they can at the same time. And there was a brief moment of respite here for Faith Falcons, but immediately taken back in control here for again. And again, that's just that idea of when you are going to use these high impact ultimates, you just need to make sure they land. Otherwise, you do find yourself in a position where things will get stuck very quickly. And now, as we can see here, one checkpoint has been reached. Plenty of time to meet the next one.
Yeah, plenty of time to meet the next one. Get primed up, ready to rumble here. We'll see if they are going to be able to do more on it. Push it over, they get it in. So, ult activated by Mudcake there. I feel like that one was probably not needed. A wasted ult, to be honest. But it's not going to matter. They got it over the line, so it's good for that. Punisher getting a lot of damage as well. Trying to hit the reset button. Good shots from Iron Man as well. Too much Riz locking that one down. So now SCSC, they can have a much easier path and really force Faith Falcons into submission. Forcing them back out of this one.
Just continuing to push forward here again, and I feel it is still something where I'm looking at and I go, okay, you know what, this is looking really good for again. But that's what I thought in the last map as well, and Faith Falcons maybe doing a little bit more than we can expect here as well, but the push is still happening for the time being. 2 minutes to hit, obviously, the mark. Let's see if SCS this time around can actually realize what they didn't have happen here in map 2.
Yeah, we'll see if they are going to be able to manage it. As it is, Cloak and Dagger activated for Faith Falcons here. Pure Chaos coming over the top as well. Uh-oh! And it hits no one. Unfortunately, barred by the crossbar there. And they are going to have to fall back and try again. Mr. Fantastic, though, looking to hit them in the back right now. Big impact on to the supports there. But they aren't able to lock down those kills.
This is exactly what have happened, right? This idea of we're just going to continue to push forward here. They made very huge rounds in the last 30 seconds here as well. Faith Falcons really sort of just now put their step in it. And of course, we do have a few more ultimates coming up here as well at the last time as well. Well, Bacon, they're jumping into the mix. They will activate theirs for the time being as well. We do have something in response here from SCS as well. But as has all been said, that's a big stun. Managed to hit all of them here. Faith Falcons are being wiped clean out of here as well. Resurrections may be coming in, but the damage has definitely been done, and SCS again are pushing forward.
Yeah, jumping into it, gonna be able to get it over the top again there. And it is a good start. Pushing it over the line this time. We'll see if Faith Falcons have something more up their sleeve to try and push this one over the edge here. It's certainly been a difficult one, but as the announcer said there, you need a top-notch team. Let's see if Faith Falcons can be just that Heading into the next partition here. Already, I'm seeing something I like. It's a little different. Again, Pig doing a jig. Johnny Storm, it's time for the Human Torch.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of the Human Torch recently, so it would be nice to see that one jump into action here. When I look at SCS again, has a pretty similar team to what they brought to the party last time. So, I mean, again, a few changes here, but ultimately, I feel has the same sort of flavor in terms of what they're bringing to the table here as well. But it would be good to see what they do now on defense versus the Fae Falcons. And you do need to really change things up a little bit. It's interesting to see here, of course, the versatility here from that zombie, just sort of flipping the switch there. You'd think, you know, the duelist that he had initially, which of course was going to be the Iron Fist, wanted to pick that every single time, but quite happy here to jump onto these ranged champions with a little bit more glass cannon-y if needed.
Absolutely, and they can make a lot of impact if you're able to use them well here. So, eager to see how they swell past this one as the time trickles down, and we are back in action. Will Faith Falcons be able to find their mark? They're already looking to do a lot of work here. SCSC breaking the buildings down. They don't want to have any place to hide. Mungo, ready to say peekaboo though. I see you.
Yeah, continue to shoot there as well. Nice damage there being put out here as well from Iron Man, just forcing them away. No one dropping down just yet, but of course just getting some good control here. No time spent on the point just yet. And the Fae Falcons need to start sort of pushing in and putting a bit more pressure here back in
Again. Ready to see if they can do it again. As we jump in now. Good shots from Silky Closure there, trying to isolate them. Rockets down as well. But they aren't forcing themselves out too far, which is important here. You can't overextend or you're going to get singled out. We've seen that time and time again in these maps so far. And they're playing much more carefully.
Yeah, and it's did give them good dividends in the last map, but this time around I feel like the overextension here from against what happened. As I say that though, that zombie was picked up as well. You can see big responses out. A lot of the members here from again have been taken down. This is exactly what the Fae Falcons needed to sort of stamp their position there, jump into the action. They finally get some time on the point to activate that payload.
Yeah, definitely gives them a lot of time to just have a flexible approach here. You can see with that being locked in so quickly, they've got 5 minutes to get to the next point. In comparison, SCSC only had around 3 minutes to get to the next point. So already Faith Falcons are getting on top of things nice and quick here. Speaking of quick though, we've got the amplifier quickly activated to try and stop them in their tracks. Big damage coming out from the Falcons here, but Johnny Storm ready to whoosh them out here, bringing out the tornadoes of flame to see if they can shut them down in the back.
Absolutely bringing out an entire path there, just paving the way through fire. As you can see, Mr. Fantastic also activating theirs to see if they could perhaps slow something down, but I feel like it didn't have the same effect that we had from before. Big damage coming across here from both of these teams here as they trade out back and forth between each other. But ultimately, the payload still seems to be relatively on the move, although ever so slightly.
Yeah, going to be a tough one, isn't it? But we'll see how they can manage to navigate next in this one. As Scarlet Witch now ready with their teammates, activating the Lunar Snow ultimate. They can get on top of this one. They do have the Eye of Agamotto ready and waiting as well, shutting down multitudes of them there. That's what you need. They're all down. Fish on a dish is back, sure, but maybe not for too long there. So this is a good chance to move up here.
Yeah, they've also managed to take out Soliant for the time being, so this is definitely an opportunity for the Fae Falcons to really get some ground if possible as well. They're still finding kills as well at the same time. That's up zombies taking out Fish and Dish as well. Are getting a good mixture as well. As I say that here, big jump in comes on through from the portal there. They only managed to find one though. Nice little scatter coming across it for the Fae Falcons to sort of reduce that big impact.
Yeah, going to be able to shut them down and reduce that significantly here. But let's see how significant our next push forward will be. Peak doing a jig, shuts down the supports again. And they are going to be able to topple down these players one after the other here, layer by layer. And step by step, they get closer to this next point. SCSC struggling to hold them back.
Just continue to push forward here. Bit of a choke point here, an opportunity to slow them down, but get through it pretty easily. Continuing to find elimination after elimination. This Human Torch, Johnny Storm, doing fantastic work here as well. You can see Indomie just happy to jump into it, gets away once again, has to run out of there, and will be able to get themselves back to a healthy position. And continuing to push through that payload as well. Another elimination here found by the Fae Falcons here without any in response. And now you can see that zombie under a bit of flame here has to back out as well. Here we have a big attack coming through from the Scarlet Witch. Also able to find Soliant as well. And it's just every single time they are using these more specific resources, they're managing to make some sort of impact in response to it. Whereas I feel like it's been a bit flaily here for SCS again.
Yeah, flailing around like a Magikarp at the moment. It's definitely a tough one, but we'll see if they are going to be able to do more here. The shots come over the top. Good damage across there. Ooh, caught between a rock and a hard place. Poor too much rears, but that doesn't mean anything more as they are going to be able to force them into action here. AEL Agamotto is available for the Faith Falcons as well, so an important thing to note there. They're already halfway through to this last point here, and that AEL Agamotto could be exactly what they need. In saying that though, SCSC has one as well.
It's going to be interesting to see who pulls. You want to pull the trigger at the exact moment to get the most amount of effect out of it. I feel this AEL Agamotto on both sides is definitely going to be a big one. We do have another ultimate coming out here as well. Nice big stun coming on through from the Faith Falcons, but the members are still alive here. Here are the eyes of Agamotto coming into the play now as well. Although it seems to be SCS again who are losing members this time around. So you close it out of their fish down. That zombie gone. They do manage to trade out Rogue and Mongombo, but I feel the Faith Falcons still have some decent push here, and ultimately, even though it's a trade out, those extra bits of distance are being gained.
Yeah, slowly but surely pushing themselves over the edge here, and we'll see if the pure chaos is going to be enough to shut them down. Oh, yes, it will. Triple down. They get the kills in, and they are on track for even more. It's a pentakill. And that's gonna be that. They get it over into OT. And who's gonna be able to win it through now, Mendrix? This is heating up.
Oof, bringing it down to the wire. Both of these teams bringing out all the stops available here as well. Really liking what they've been bringing to the table here. The Scarlet Witch pick and the Human Torch change here has been absolutely insane for the Faith Falcons. I feel like they've been doing a lot of extra work here that they were missing in the past year, and again need to find a solution to these picks here. I don't think Iron Man just has been working out here for that zombie here now on this third map. Needs to bring something else to the table with a bit more impact. And maybe that change that's a Magneto was being picked up there could be going for the Groot instead. And yeah, that seems we have a bit more frontline being brought to the table here instead.
Yeah, we'll see what they are going to be able to manage here, Mendrix. As they're just pondering on their options for now. You see, they're laser focused on that image. You know, it's like staring at yourself in the mirror in the morning. You know, just thinking about life. I feel like that's what fish on a dish is doing right now.
Staring. I mean, yeah, I guess so, right? It's something sometimes you need to just sit back, unwind, right? You need to really take note, right? You know, just sort of just go, okay, what's going on right now in my life? What do I need to do? Right? Just take note.
How do I win?
How do I win? What do I do in this scenario here?
Be Mendrix.
Don't be Mendrix.
That's how you win.
That's the one thing you need to do here. You know, I like to throw my head against the wall. You know, I don't take a knee enough times, right? I like to, you know what, 500 attempts. Let's do this until I can see the pattern, right? That's how I like to do things, which may not be the best way in terms of that being said there, but both these teams slugging it out now as well as they are trying to obviously get some control on the point here. No one dropping down. I feel like there is definitely a measured level of control in terms of they're coming to a big though. Going down low has gotten eliminated here. As you can see, Faith Falcons now seem to be the ones taking the worst end of this trade. Again, really beginning to push forward here, and I feel again have finally managed to wrest back some control here. They may not have had the strongest round just beforehand, but damn are they coming back hard now.
They sure are, Mendrix. They are bringing up the heat here when it counts. We'll see if they're going to be able to find more out of it. OT timer. Still primed and ready to go, but now they're getting closer to the payload here. Ooh, nice little freeze there. Mr. Fantastic. Diving in on them, though. Ooh, isolated by the group wall. Here comes Pure Chaos. Trying to shut them out. And they do catch a couple. So massive from FLC Star there. This is exactly what Faith Falcons needed. Eye of Akamoto coming out as well. Again, trying as they might. This could be the end of their fight.
It's just the impact there once again from the Scarlet Witch. Does go down at the very end there. Again, continuing to fight back, but they've lost 3 members here. Faith Falcons, though, have gotten full control here, and now it has finally been done. The Faith Falcons do edge out in the end.
Yeah, we'll be able to edge it out there, but now we're switching sides. We'll see if they are going to be able to take control and get victory here. They don't have to push very far, and they have a lot of time to do it, so likely course of action looking good for them, but it's not set in stone yet. There is still a chance for SCSC again to really hold them off, but we'll see what is going to be coming out.
It's going to be so tough here with the way that you've just been getting those pure chaoses, just finding value every single time. Again, need to find a way to sort of at least stem the bleeding against this Scarlet Witch when it comes into it, because she gets in there, trades out 2 for 1, or in some cases the pentakill. And it is just too much impact for them to really handle with the after effects. So like you said, minute 54 seconds on the clock here, plenty of time to push forward to really get an advantage, and not far to push. Things will really stack against SCS again, but if they can bring out a round 1 performance, perhaps they do have a hope here. Both these teams seem to be matched pretty damn equally. It's just who happens to really be in control at those last stages. Critical moments really are being decisive here.
Yeah, they have to really make a decisive stand, take a decisive blows here as the walls come up. They're ready for this one, Mendrix. But little do they know, they're trying to go over the top, and already they bounce into it. Good impact from the start there, finding Cloak and Dagger. Going to be rezzed by the Rocket, a passive, but they need to really try and support their supports here. If they lose them, then it's game over.
Yeah, that seems to be what the name of the game now as well. You can see Pig looking to find picks where available as well, but both teams taking a measured approach. Don't want to lose their members too soon if possible. As I say that, though, Mudcake for You does go down there. Nice pick up there, but they managed to find Pig in return. So it seems to at least be a relatively even control here for the time being, or at least a return for player for player. Nothing really on key point as Rogue goes down. Again, seems to be edging out here just again, but every time I say that, Faith Falcons find some insane play. There's a pure chaos there. Comes on through. I think it found Soliant as well, and again, just getting value out of that Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, the value paying off here, and we'll see if they are going to be able to find more of that as well. Seeking closure. Close to the Lunar Snow there. Ultimate activated. This could be the last stand. The big push here. The healing is going off the charts, and the tanks, they just aren't able to do enough to get through it. We'll see the amplifier coming out, though. This could be real firepower.
Mr. Fantastic as well comes in. Faith Falcons have lost 1 of the members here. As you can see, Mungo also going very low as well. Mungo wants to stay alive. Will have the ultimate available. Does use the, I think at the last second, but it just fails out. That's a rough situation to be in. Oh, this is not what you want to be here if you're actually going to be the Faith Falcons. SCS again just continuing to push forward for the time being. We hit that overtimer as well, and this is an absolute slugfest.
Absolutely, and the Eye of Agamotto comes through. They are trying to shut them down, but the healing is just too much. Johnny Stormold coming out as well. It's Big doing a jig, trying to see if they can get anybody. They do find Lunar Snow there, looking for more. They will be able to flow it forward, but no one goes. Trades over the top there. This OT timer is going over the line. Surely not. It's on such a knife's edge. Somebody's going to make this happen.
Oh, Pure Chaos is coming through. This is going to be big. They managed to find one of the members here, but still, it's not going to have the same impact that it had in the previous rounds here. There's Scarlet, which goes down once again as well. Bay Falcons seem to be getting deleted from the map. One member after another one. SES again have managed to push forward. But,
3, 2, 4.
oh my god.
They've done it. SC, again, hold it off. I thought the odds were stacked against them. I thought that this could have been Faith Falcon's map. But no. SC, again, managed to do it again. Absolutely incredible matchup today, everybody. I can't believe it. And a big congratulations to the team. Holy moly.
Oh man, they made us wait, but it was worth it. Absolutely, in that sense of it, they brought everything that they could. I feel like both teams here left everything on the line today. There was nothing that they could say have any regrets in terms of what they brought to the table here in terms of the play. That was a really good show.
Absolutely, really good show. Really great stuff today. My gosh, just incredible. Incredible.
I need a moment, Matty. I'm
No.
a bit breathless.
You're going to get a few moments soon, mate. Don't you worry. No, that was a good first matchup, everybody. Definitely excited for what's to come here. But we'll get all that set up right after we get back from this break. Welcome back, everybody, to Marvel Rivals Term 2 for AEL High School here. We are into our next match of the day. It's DS Critical Hit and SLCC Phoenixes.
I love the name Critical Hit, right? It's just it just rolls off the tongue. It's got so many references coming to it. But is there a chance to get a critical hit in Marvels? I don't think there was.
Headshots, right?
Well, headshots.
But also,
I guess, you're right. It's true. It is technically a critical hit, but that's more like, I mean, like, would you call a headshot a critical hit or just a well-aimed shot?
I mean, it falls under both categories, right? Because you can deal more damage with it. But I guess in terms of critical hits, you could think maybe on a character like Hawkeye, where when you hold down your crosshair on someone for long enough, you build up that power. Yeah, so then that, I guess, can be like a series of critical hits there, especially playing into that ultimate. But I don't know. Picks and Ban's going to be coming through right now, though. And I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like they were, to a degree, maybe looking at what was happening in the previous match. They're just some of the high impact characters have been removed away. Again, like Moon Knight had a pretty good showing, removed away. Of course, the very end there, the Human Torch and the Scarlet Witch doing some good work as well, removed away. And you can see Sonic there wanted to actually play the Human Torch, but actually has been pushed away for the time being as well, deleted right on out of there. So definitely some interesting stuff there as these guys are continuing to do that. I find it funny that they banned the Human Torch when he said, hey, I want to play it. But hey, obviously that was them just having a bit of fun anyway.
Yeah, they're just having a bit of fun with it, cruising around. And eager to see how things go down. Now, Magic going to be banned. Maybe they were watching last game, you reckon? Maybe they're thinking about...
I feel like they were. I feel like they would have been. They were like, oh, wow, I didn't realize this.
These characters are crazy.
Yeah, exactly. In terms of what they can do. And is it a fire tornado? Oh, my God. There's like all these specific things that could have been done there. Perhaps, they didn't get a chance to see the impact of these characters being played appropriately, and sometimes it does take a certain player just to open your eyes to it. I mean, look, I remember before there was a point in time that everyone thought Wolverine was absolute trash, and someone managed to play it all the way to rank 1, right?
It was you.
Back to the start of the catch. Sorry?
It was you.
It was, yeah. Yeah. It was me. Yeah, I've revealed it. I am. Oh, mate, nah. Pretty sure, I'd need another 3 years of like non-stop play to get to rank 1. That's normally how I get there in most places. I'm a grinder, mate. I'm a grinder.
The grind set is real. And definitely eager to see that in these players here today. As SLCC Phoenixes get ready for battle now. 5 seconds to go here. Jeff going to be riding on top of Groot there. I'd love to see that little combo. Rocket can do it as well. It's always fun, I kind of think of it like a fire hydrant. You got your little water cannon there. You'll see it in a second.
I do like that. It's good. It is a good like addition. Like it's something you typically don't see in these games. The idea of like, hey, let's combine. It's kind of like Autobot scenario there, or like robots, right, when they combine together to do that. That being said, though, you do tend to be a little bit of a hard target there. A few good hits being put into Jeff there immediately as well. As I say that though, Hella removed away here, and the Phoenix is doing an absolutely smashing job here, continuing to push forward though, even though they're down a player.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to give it their all here, and we'll see if they are going to be able to stall out their enemies and take control of the situation. As the fire rages on here, the Captain America's doing everything they can to protect to this point right now. No one has gotten the lead just yet.
Yeah, DS Critical Hit, I've been making their way back in as well. They're having the numbers advantage. I think they kind of like walked in a little bit laissez-faire, a little bit too easy going, oh, you know what, Phoenixes are bringing the heat this time around here, and as they are bringing their members back here, eventually the numbers seem to be pushing them to a position, but the Phoenix is putting up an absolutely valiant defense there as Thor brings down the hammer, does manage to keep control here. No one's got the point just yet, but this is a lot more even than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, they really know how to maneuver their characters, don't they? And speaking of, here comes, it's time to assemble Captain America. And Groot is able to immobilize as well, but they aren't able to find much out of it. Lunar Snow goes down, and they could find even more as well. Just hear that damage by Cap. Spider-Man, it gets in on the action, and they're looking to find a lot more traction with that.
Yeah, once again,
Uh-oh.
Ooh, the ultimate will allow them to get this shot out in the end there anyway. I think there's something a little too soon. Now Phoenixes have that available underneath their belt if they want to as well. And Phoenixes again just managing to push it. They've actually got control of the point here, and they're doing it. A player down.
Yeah, doing it to play it down. Definitely having fun with it. Big ult from Spidey, but Lunar Snow counters it out. And we'll see if they are going to be able to hold on a while longer. The healing is good for the moment. It does keep them up a lot longer, but Phoenix is still in control for now.
In control and pushing back. They managed to force them off the point. Continue to rack up a little bit more as well. Now you can see Critical are back on it once again. Bringing back through. I mean, they got that quick recovery again thanks to that numbers advantage here, but I feel like the Phoenix is here still managing to hold control just for the time being. We'll continue edging that a little bit further forward here. 51%, 53. And Critical really need to find a way to reform up, rally it to a degree, and bring themselves back into it. The Phoenixes are finding an opportunity to lick their wounds while they wait for DS Critical to return.
Yeah, just going to have to hold on here. Try and enhance things even further. Poor Lunar Snow getting isolated again. It's great they're focusing on the supports there. They've got to at this point. Hella playing a more backline DPS role though. That's really big because if they keep them on their toes and maintain distance, they might just be able to push ahead. But another support goes down here. DS Critical hit, struggling to get on top of this one, but they are still maintaining course on the point, and we'll see if they can manage to get over the line.
Let's continue to push through for the time being as well. Just Critical obviously putting pressure here. OT now is clicking here, but the Phoenix is still holding strong. They're just a bit of a wall for the time being as well. Doormat goes down, but they did trade out. Rips the turn. You can see here, DS Critical do not want to let this one go down without a fight. Phoenix is though doing a good job, just continue to push through away. Push through from the side as well. They're doing a great job here. Almost got some control here back if possible. You can see there, Mole that's being put out there. Hella wants to do some big damage here. This might be the final opportunity that this Critical need, and they are finding picks here this time around. This is some good damage here, and the Phoenixes seem to be finally faltering here for the first time in this match.
Yeah, they managed to find their spark right at these critical last moments there. And good to see that they can manage to take some percentage of their own here. Going to be a very challenging time ahead for the Phoenixes to get back onto the point here. But when and if they do, they will be able to take control of the first point and get themselves one leg up in the map. But we'll see what has to come. Spider-Man bringing out the big guns with the ult there. And now trying to find some more. This is huge from the Jeff ult as well. Good night.
Spinning everyone right on out as well. Phoenixes bide their time here on the return, and they do definitely do some good damage here. They've definitely got control for the time being. Just need to force the last members here from Critical off. Let's see if they're going to be able to do it before they come back from their timers. And as you can see, I think this Critical made it back in time, and everyone now is back into that ebb and flow of trying to slug out and rest control at the point.
Yeah, just wrestling around this one, aren't they? And no one able to gain an inch ahead right now. The Phoenixes, try as they might. DS Critical hit are on top of the fight, but maybe not for too long. Grudol comes out there. No one going down with it, however. So they still managed to garner some more percentage here. This is getting dangerously close to 99 apiece.
Just continue to push forward here. It seems that the numbers are starting to play a key role here as well. The Phoenix is now going down. Captain America put up a valiant effort, but it wasn't going to be enough here as well. And now DS Critical have the members here, are strong, pushing it closer towards that 99. Phoenixes have one last stand available, and here comes Spider-Man. See if he can jump in and force it to happen as well. No ultimate economy though available here for the Phoenixes. It's going to be a tough one, but the last stand has to happen in the next couple of seconds. And here we are for the overtime. This is going to decide it all.
It's going to decide it all, and we'll see who will rise, who will fall. As the Jeff Bold comes out, they have almost the whole team. This is exactly what the Phoenixes needed. They are all down, but they still have someone on the point. This Captain America has been such a thorn in their side. The only obstacle that keeps them on that point is Cab.
Yeah, Cap is just holding the line, just continuing to buy time while the members of this critical return. Finally, it was there. They managed to get them off there, but oh my god, this overtime time is just ticking down. Finally, right at the last second, Phoenixes, defying the odds, managed to take one here, even with themselves a member down. That is a very, very solid performance.
Absolutely big stuff coming through there. And we'll see if they are going to be able to take it over the line again into this second part of the map here. Crazy to think that that was only 1 point.
Talk about the fire, the heat being brought here by the Phoenixes, true to their name, rising from the ashes time and time again to come on through and take that first round here on the map. DS Critical need to do a bit of soul searching themselves. You really need to really think it through and go, okay, what are we doing wrong here for them to be able to have so much impact with one of their players down as well. And we're going to see the Phoenixes now jump into the action once again, make their way towards the point. DS Critical here, I feel like if they can just get there a little bit quicker, should have the advantage. Just bring their numbers, right? Overwhelm. Be, I guess you could say, a bit more overzealous in terms of your attack here and have some confidence when you're doing them to it. But immediately, one member goes down here. They're going to trade out for their team does go down. But they are just, again, just losing members here. I mean, they've got the right idea, but of course, in terms of what's being executed here, Phoenix is just doing it correct.
Yeah, they're doing it correctly, able to just amount a strong, solid formation onto the point here, and eager to see how this one plays out. As no one's got it over the line just yet, but Jinxie could be the one to do it. I can hear Jeffold coming out, but Thorzold coming out just at the same moment there. Rips trying to see if they can escape, and they will be shut down promptly. Good trade 1-for-1 there. Could be more in a second. Ella, ooh, focused up on that character, but they will not die. They live on.
Managed to escape there at the last second. DS Critical here seem to have the control this time around. Seems they've warmed up. They're getting some percent there now. And Phoenix is the ones that need to mount an offensive.
They sure do. And we'll see if they are going to be able to find that offensive. See if they can get on top of the point right now. So, Kami there. Ooh, uh-oh, it's Jeff time. They've got a majority of the enemies again. They're trying to rush their way through. They do have someone to worry about, but they jump it over. Good night to the majority. Oh my gosh.
Jeff is so much fun. Jeff is just fun. Being able to do stuff like that is absolutely insane. And the impact is very visible here. Phoenix is now well and truly on the point here. DS Critical waiting for all of their members to return. And it's a rough one to be involved in when you're bringing that much value to it. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Jeff on the ban chopping board or getting the ban hammer in the next match.
They're going to be bringing out the Fists of Fury right now. Captain America fighting against the clone there. And Spider-Man will be the one to fall hella close by as well. Thor hunting down those supports. Mantis in a bit of trouble there. Still able to hold on for the moment, but that can only last so long. Uh-oh. It's Jeff time.
Here we go.
Oh, no.
See if they can grab everyone up there as well. Yeah. Not the same level. Not the same impact. It's a rough scenario.
Yeah, just went for a little splash, a little dive for a second there, you know. Nothing wrong with that. Just testing the waters.
Testing the waters. You gotta do it, right? It has to be done. That being said, though, it looks like the Phoenixes are starting to be overwhelmed. GS Critical managed to bring into it. As I say that, there will, of course, Jeff on their side definitely has a very close point to get their ultimate in play here. You can see we do have Captain America assembling things on down here as well, and GS Critical have control of the point. And let's see what Phoenixes can bring back to the table, see if they can mount a similar attack once again. Here we go.
Oh yeah, here we go. Oh my gosh, they're almost been taken out, but they will get away. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful or it's devastating. There's no in between.
Absolutely. Just pure chaos. It's Captain America again.
Captain America running amok. Is forced away.
It's just a menace on the point, right? They're always the last one.
And this might be enough for them to get to 99, but over time it will tick over. As you can see, this crew are making their way back. Members managed to get in there as well to buy time for everyone else to come through again. Spider-Man, though, jumping into action. Heller as well. Absolutely causing havoc here. This critical. It's a good control back here, but you see holding the line while Phoenix's regroup.
Yeah, holding on for right now and ready to see how they can plow through this one. Jinxie goes from left to right of the point, just keeps moving around. And they will be able to get that Jeff ult again. Goodbye, Thor.
It's nice when you get it, but the thing is, it's just that the Jeff ultimate for the Phoenixes is always so strong. 3 to 4 members, sometimes 5. Whereas GS Critical just aren't finding the same sort of level of power. And that really is the deciding factor here. I'm looking at Phoenix's Jeff here to really make a difference once again.
Yeah, we'll see if they are going to be the impact maker here. It's time to assemble again. Kill after kill spilling in here. DS Critical hit. Should be good to get back on top of the percentage if they keep up like this. Oh my gosh, now it's Liam, the Captain America, on point of being a nuisance. But there we go. They've gotten it over. Ooh, Mantis in a bit of trouble. Not for long.
Well, they've got control here now. But Jeff, 96%. I'm just waiting for that there. They need to have that there. Here comes GC though. Jumps into the center of it. Will, of course, activate Thor. Now we'll use the push. Do some damage here. Open everything up here once again. See what Jeff can do. Like 2 members again. Not as strong as last time, but again, is just providing so much value.
Yeah, just tremendous value, isn't it? And they will be able to get on top of it, get that percentage over the line there. And it should be, finally.
Very close.
Map done. DS critical hit, trying to go for it, but it doesn't end up happening. So, power of 5 keeps them alive.
It's just the execution each time is either tip-top or on point. And of course, we expect Jeff to be the MVP doormat, doing an amazing job every single time to make sure they're going to get as many members as possible and spit them out into the abyss.
Absolutely. Going to be trying to slam dunk on all of them. You know, it's kind of like those arcade games. It's trying to dunk as many fish there, or dunk as many things. But crazy stuff coming through on that first map. Eager to see if there's going to be more Jeff action in the map 2 as well. I think it's been a pretty fun time. And yeah, very excited for what's to come here.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what combinations they put together as well. It's look, bans are nice, but I feel like they don't impact teams with less players as much, right? Because they seem to have a little bit of extra oomph behind their player picks.
Yeah.
I'm looking at what Phoenixes bring to the table. You think it'd be the reverse, right? Like normally, logic dictates it should be, being able to ban away champions impacts the fact that you've got less players because you've got less champion talent to pull from, or less, player talent, character talent to pull from. But it is absolutely going a bit crazy here with what the Phoenixes have brought to the table.
Yeah, absolutely. Like they really are able to use their teamwork to their advantage there, and it's been very impressive to see how they navigate the landscape of this matchup. You know, they're doing well to focus down those supports pretty quickly, and sporting good efforts onto the rest of the opponents as well. Like it's certainly been a challenge for DS Critical Hit there to kind of take control, but I like the competitive nature of this matchup.
We'll be interested to see how that plays now with a different mode as well. I mean, sometimes we saw it as well with the previous match that we had. Again, looked so strong, or were actually quite strong when it came to holding the point there, but then obviously it was much more even in comparison when it came to a payload or convoy scenario. So jumping across there, from what we had before, looking for a change here, perhaps that would be what DS Critical needs to really take control and bring something else to the table.
Yeah, I think they definitely need to take a lot more into consideration into their pick ban phase here. I think that yeah, they were caught by the wayside. I think the impact of those Jeffs in particular is just too much. Like we saw so much come out from both sides, right? But more particularly, the Phoenixes managed to take advantage, and it worked out magnificently there. So definitely eager to see how this next pick ban phase is going to really change the landscape of things, whether we see something else entirely insane make its way through as well. Like, I was impressed that they brought the Thor into the mix there, because that's one of the tanks which did have a high pick rate in the beginning, but now you don't see Thor as often coming into the fray there. So if I were to pick any other bands coming into this one, I'd say they'd probably ban out that Jeff, maybe even the Captain America, because for both sides, the Cap was just making so much noise, right? They just kept them over the line. They were just like an annoying pop-up ad that you can't get rid of. Like, they were just all over the point. Last player standing and keeping that OT timer just running its course.
Yeah, I agree with that sense as well. It was definitely the high impact characters that will probably be targeted out this time around. And I think another thing to also take into account here as well is that you mentioned Thor was probably a popular pick in the past. That step lock cycle, Thor was popular. People learned how to deal with Thor, so people stopped playing Thor. But because there's been that lapse in time, people have forgotten how to deal with Thor, or perhaps aren't as strong as dealing with Thor as they were in the past, and all of a sudden brings them back into flavor. And it is that step lock cycle that happens where we're playing characters A to deal with characters B, but then people start playing characters C to deal with characters B, but then characters A are strong again because they're good against character C, and it's just that merry-go-round that we see with the meta slowly changing as time happens. And perhaps when we look at the Phoenixes here, they're a little bit ahead of the curve here in comparison to the rest of the high school teams.
Yeah, I think you could be on track there. They seem to be able to navigate the landscape well. They know their stuff, as is showcased here, and curious to see if they can stay consistent heading into this second map as well, because there's definitely a lot on the horizon here. Things are looking good, but we'll see just how good they are going to be looking in a moment here. I think the next map from memory, let me think about that for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're still thinking about it. So we should be on track in a moment here. Hopefully all's well. Spider Islands. Tokyo 2099. Spider Islands, I think, is going to be the next one, but we'll get confirmation on that momentarily here.
It could change, right? Who knows? We gotta be flexible, right? We go where the river takes us. That's it.
Yeah.
We like to go with the flow, with the tide.
Don't rock the boat.
Exactly. We need to use as many aquatic references as we can.
Yeah.
We're fluid. I don't know. I'm not too sure what I can throw into.
We're Namor. Now. Yeah, we're Namor.
Yes, there we go. That one.
Man of the sea.
I mean, ships passing in the night.
Yeah. we're actually Jeff.
We literally are.
Yeah.
Eating as much fish as we possibly can find as we go along the way. Won't be spitting out the fish though. That's
no. Fish are too good.
Nice to the tummy.
Yeah, fish are food, not friends. 3. That's right. Yeah.
Yes. Fish are food, not friends.
Yeah.
Friends, not food. That's a reference I haven't heard in a long time. God, that was a good movie.
Oh, yeah. The best of the best.
What's your what is your favorite Marvel movie?
Ooh, good question. Doctor Strange.
Really interesting.
Yep.
Not the Madness one.
No, the original.
The first one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the concept and the impact it had on the universe as a whole. But yeah, I really liked the Doctor Strange movie.
I did like his introduction. I mean, was he involved? Did they have his movie before Love and Thunder?
Yeah,
No,
definitely
yeah,
before.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I liked his like introduction into when they're like bringing him into the entire Marvel universe and they have him meet with Thor. And
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
would you like some tea? He's like, I don't drink tea. And he's just like, oh, well, here you go. Yeah, brought you what you want instead. And all of a sudden he's like, oh, refills. How lovely, right? In terms of being ready to go. And then obviously when he's like, oh, don't forget your umbrella. And he's like, oh, yeah, 1 second. He grabs it and you just hear all the damage happening in the background. He's like, sorry. Great movie.
Good
Great
times. Good times, great times. And the great times are just about to begin. I think our players are getting ready to lock in to the Spider Islands in a second here. So excited for what this pick band
Convoy.
phase is going to bring. Yeah, that's right. Unleash the convoy.
Bring it to the table here as well, and let's see what they do come in play here. I feel we're going to see a ban from Jeff. Let's see if that comes across. Let's, calling it now, Jeff. My name is Jeff.
Nope, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
That makes sense as well, because we did see some pretty good olds come through from that one, but I don't know. I feel like, no, there you go. No Venom either. So no Spider combos with Penny Parker if they wanted to think about that, but I don't think they were even considering it. Uh-oh. Here's
Oops,
Jeff!
saved. My name is Jeff. Ready to roll. Ready to jump into it. We really, there should be a Channing Tatum skin for Jeff. I'm going to put that out there.
Even a voice line.
It's just a voice line would be great. My name is Jeff, and just spits them out as it happens.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Captain America saved as well. There's the, I believe that's the Thor band
Yep.
coming on through. So, they were paying attention to some of the things that were happening previously. And of course, wanting to save their Captain America, they realized that provided a lot of impact for them in the previous one as well. But it'd be interesting to see how Jinxie changes this up, if they have a backup character waiting in the wing, or if they were a one trick providing some insane profit on that Thor.
Yeah, I'm curious how they adapt around that, what they pick into instead, but we'll find out. Oop, something's going to be
nothing.
picked there. We'll get word on that one soon as we get into the next pick here. Groot.
I believe, look, Cross, very strong character. That's someone you definitely don't want to cross. Oh, well, I thought it was a good joke, but obviously it wasn't.
Nah, Invisible Woman. You're all good. You're all good. But Invisible Woman locked out here. We'll see what
I am
our
a
next
dad,
one.
right? I got my dad jokes, please.
You're a dad, and I'm a dog dad.
A fur baby.
That's the ticket. Hella. Good choice there. So, gonna have to have adaptations from both sides here.
You see it happening across the board there as well. Fucking Dagger picked up here. Jinxie has moved across to the thing, so maintaining that facade of a tank or a vanguard coming into the play here. And looking at what else is there, a few changes as well as we come into it. Get to see the Human Torch. I think Sadnik wanted to play that previously, was unable to. I think they actually settled for Hela previously, so I think they might actually have a little bit more edge this time around.
Yeah, I think that they definitely can approach this one with a lot more confidence. So eager to see if they can manage that as they jump in to the fray here. Ready and waiting to get down to business. Ready to see who will come out on top. It's a big change up. Jinxie on the thing instead of Thor there. I think they can still make a pretty large impact, especially because they're playing around that Captain America as well. And I like how they've got basically the off tank in Lucky there. But It's going to be interesting to see how they deal with things from range, because like ultimately the only ranged characters they really have is like Cloak and Dagger and Jeff. So how are they going to deal with the torch is what I'm wondering.
Yeah, it's probably going to have to be just like a well-placed attack. That seems to be what they were doing every single time previously, where they go, okay, hey, we just hold back. Keep on place. Their Jinxie did go down very quickly though this time around here, so DS Critical bringing a lot more heat this time around. Perhaps they're a little bit more settled now coming into it. But it seems to be them just biding their time and then hitting the combo appropriately. That seems to be the play here for Phoenixes with the kits that they've brought to the table.
We'll see if it is going to be just that. As we hold back, goodbye Lucky. And goodbye to many more as well. They hold back on this one. The thing, stalling it out as long as they can. The heals are good, but not good enough.
And we can see here, barreling through DS Critical. I feel they do have more the plays they wanted to have previously. That seems to have jumped in there. You can see Doormat's looking for an opportunity there as well, just to fly around the corners here, do a bit of damage, build up that total economy. Maybe find an opportunity to obviously stop this payload from being pushed, but DS Critical would be happy with their progress now.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Oh, just disgusting.
5 players.
That is filthy.
Oh my
Happy
gosh.
to throw themselves out into the pitch as well. Doormat's so happy with that outcome. And they should have banned Jeff. They should have got rid of Jeff. Doormat was just so much impact before, but they felt they could outplay it, and look at him coming back once again. What a cute little shot.
Oh yeah.
Cute but deadly.
Yeah, silent but deadly, but we'll see what deadly things await us now. Lucky holding things down. A good start on the Magic there. Groot holds them down with the thorns there. Here comes Johnny Storm as well, looking to burn them all down with those Flame-nados. But it's Mr. Fantastic getting on things now. Mantis trying to ult up, and they will be able to fall off.
Well, as time continues to go on here as well, finally DS Critical get control back. Continue to push forward here. The numbers obviously playing a role here. You can see here once again, we've got America coming into the mix. Thing doing what they can to hold down the line, slow things down. Like you said, the hills are pretty good, but are slowly wearing away at the rock. Eventually will crumble down. And we do lose 2 members here for Phoenix. Actually 4 members. All that's left now is Captain America using that ultimate. Again, just buying time for the rest of the Phoenixes to return back to the map. And of course continue to do that. And this Doormat, once again, I'm looking at Jeff. Very close to 100%. And obviously he's going to try and get themselves another big 5 if possible.
And let's see if they can manage it here. As they stay up front, up close and personal. Lunar Snow ult, though, going to be able to keep the heals a big impact all the way through here. Trading out picks 1 for 1 again. And still gunning to do even more. We'll see if they are going to be able to hit the floor with it. Jeff's got that ult again. Uh-oh, here we go. They found 3. They're running. Oh my gosh, they're still alive. Oh! And they've made it. Good night to the tanks. Good night to Magic.
It's just, it's just the impact. I can't, every single time. He can't keep getting away with this, okay? Doormat is absolutely causing havoc here for the SL, or for DS Critical here, to the advantage of the LCC Phoenixes here. And as you can see, they've managed to start slowly pushing it back, and buying time is the name of the game. 2 minutes available here for DS Critical to continue pushing the convoy, but as time continues to go forward here, it's going to be a rough one now, as SL Phoenixes now, and they're being slowly pushed back, are still getting what they need to get done, right? They're still getting, the fact that they're actually holding them up and slowing them down is exactly what needs to be the name of the game here. Doormat pushing up that charge once again.
Pushing up the charge and ready to barge in. We'll see if they are going to be able to charge ahead even more now. Liam, good impact to stall them out as long as they did, but ultimately they will eventually perish. So a minute 34 is what DS Critical Hit needs here in order to get to this second point. Are they going to be able to do it? Really going to be tested. Jinxie already going down is a great start.
Yeah, it's really what they needed to have happen. Every single time they do manage to just sort of take out some of these slow down tactics that are being used by the Phoenixes, it is to their advantage here because they are literally just fighting against time before Doormat does get their ultimate available. That really is when Phoenix just change the pace of the game here, and every single time they can force out that front line from actually slowing them down, that'll let them push them a little bit further to the objective.
We'll see how things go here. Jinxie's gone. More to follow as well. They're getting swallowed up by their opponents right now, and they've managed to find more time. DS Critical Hit in the zone.
Pushing that a little bit further forward now as well. Doormat looking at them. They can suck everyone up now. They can take them into the vortex and spit them into the abyss. Obviously, just waiting for that moment to jump in.
And that moment could be right here, right now, as they hold back a second longer. Mantis ult coming up there from Dragon. Tormat's down. This is a good start. Galactic coming out as well. Finds Mantis, looking for more, but it's going to be deactivated. And their teammates are getting shut down promptly. DS Critical Hit, slowly but surely, gaining traction towards the finish line.
Yeah, they've got the momentum now. They finally managed to push things forward here again. You can see Dormat's trying to jump into it once again. Here we go, an opportunity to try and grab some members. He does manage to get 3, and it just says, you know what, straight away, get out of here. Right on down, knows exactly where he needs to spit them out. And we'll get them off the convoy here. Phoenix is now can play a bit of janitor duty here with the extra members available, but of course leaving 2 members still available there. Well, actually 3 members available for DS Critical to hold the line. Does allow them to keep the convoy pushing slowly, but Phoenixes have control temporarily, if ever so slightly. 43 seconds left here, but I don't think Phoenixes have anything else left in the tank.
Yeah, the fuel running almost dry here. We'll see if they are going to be able to step up at this point or whether they will go down with the ship. They do have the Adam Warlock available, so that's good to get that res potential there. Rocket as well. They're really just tucking into the reserves here. Trying to use 3 supports, the 2 tanks there, no DPS. And they're doing it all. Clobber in time as well. Lucky really finding traction out of this one. And they will be able to stop them in their tracks. So time down to almost a whisper here. And they do manage to hit the reset. Now going to have to hold things up, but not needed. So they will stop them, not getting to the end there. An outcome, honestly, I wasn't expecting, but the switch up is great. Yeah.
Being a player down is a big deal to be able to short this out. And again, I just keep looking at the value that Doormat's brought consecutively. Being able to swallow numbers of members each time that their biggest ability is available, and they just go, sweet, yep, thank you very much, let me take you down to the town, and that ends up providing them that crucial time to set up and obviously let their front line hold.
Yeah, going to be able to hold things down. Not going to be folding in this one. And ready to see how the switch up affects the momentum of this matchup here. Whether the Phoenixes are going to be able to find traction, find control on their attacking side now, or whether Critical Hit here will be able to hold them back with confidence. As we jump into the next section very, very soon here. All players, all hands on deck, ready to inject themselves into the map here and pump up for action.
Everyone seems to be pumping into the play now as well. 10 seconds left before all chaos lets loose here. You can see DS Critical set themselves up outside. The Phoenixes are ready to jump straight into the action here. And let's see what they can do. 1 player down. Let's see if they can have a bit more of a stronger push. And already it's a complete slugfest as they jump straight into the action. Shields up, ready to go. Liam is down already. This is a controlled focus fire on the entrance here by DS Critical, and they do manage to get Phoenixes down low very quickly, but Doormat getting some good damage as well, is actually charging up, and they're beginning to get some control. Phoenix is doing a good job.
And let's see if that is going to be a good job into a great job, as Phoenixes managed to shut down these players one after the other here. Groot is out, so a heavy advancement forward already towards that halfway point here. Phoenixes feeling good about this one, but they have a Storm, a Johnny Storm to deal with behind them, but not for long.
Yeah, a storm is brewing, right? A storm is brewing, but when you look at the amount of progress they've made already, this is absolutely a win for the Phoenixes. They're doing a great job here, holding the line, getting control here, using what they can with resources. Their execution just seems to be flawless, and DS Critical just don't have a response. They don't have an answer here. They've got the extra player, but if they're not really going to execute the same level that Phoenixes are, they're not really going to be able to find any success here. Once again, continue to push forward here. You can see DS Critical brought all their members to the table here, and of course Johnny Storm's in the air, but I don't feel it's having the impact that's necessary, and can't really do much. I mean, the convoy's still being pushed here. The first checkpoint's already been hit. That's 4 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock here. That is a lot to play with.
A lot to play with and a lot more to do. Let's see what they are going to be able to do now. Lunar Snow keeping their team alive a while longer, ready to be primed and ready for action, but Groot takes him down. It's time to assemble as well. Another Lunar Snow ultimate. Jeff time. Uh-oh, they're getting into the water.
It's just every time. It's every time. I think the worst that Doormat's done is 2. And that's like already a win, right? It's like, cool, 2 for 1, win. Immediately. But to get more is just devastating. And now they've got, look at this, it's a breeze. This is the most peaceful I've seen it in the entire season series today.
Oh, it's crazy, but it's going to be supernova crazy right now. Johnny Storm trying to deal the damage onto them. Big impacts, and no one dying though, so this is actually working out for their enemies. Jinxie goes, however, so this could be the start of a resurgence.
Yeah, they definitely have managed to jump in and get something back, and now they're in return trying to push the convoy back. But of course, Phoenix they get to rebuild their autonomy, come back in once again, and see what they can bring to the table. It's just finally, I think, for the first time this match, DS Critical have managed to put on a show-stopping force. Phoenix is still here, and there's the eye, comes on out as well. It does get a decent stun here. DS Critical have a few members down here as well, and Phoenix is just very, very carefully, very consecutively just continue to push forward here. Precisely. I don't know. Look, the words for it is just honestly an operation. Right? It's clinical. That's the word I'll give.
It is putting on an absolute masterclass right now. Groot does find Jeff, so no more Jeff time for now. But we'll see what else is going to be around the bend on this one. A goodbye to the thing. Critical hit. Good on the defense, but there's still plentiful amounts of time to play with.
And again, I mean, just look at the impact of Doormat, right? They realize okay, look, it's available. We can't be grouped. We can't be together. We have to be separate, and it's just causing chaos. Just the action now of him having it there. Here comes through again. Still gets 3 members. They knew exactly what was going to happen. It's just the impact of him not using it is starting to get to them. The mind games that must be being played on DS Critical right now.
Absolute big mind games there, and they need to find a way to break out of the mind-bending realm. Doctor Strange not doing them any favors in that respect. Definitely playing many mind tricks, and we'll see if there's going to be more on the way. Eye of Agamotto is available if they want to lock them in place here. Mantis ulting up again as well. It's time to assemble here. Everything being activated, and here comes the Eye of Agamotto, locking down a couple, trying to deal a lot of damage, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, Phoenixes seem to be a wall holding strong for the time being. We've got fire tornadoes, we've got everything being thrown at them. Finally, The damage has been done. They buckle underneath it. A lot of ultimates used just to bring them down for the time being. And as we say this, they've managed to slow them down enough here in this second leg. Now they've got 1 minute left on the clock here. This could be what they need, but of course there's still going to be at least one more good return here for the Phoenixes to get this pushing and see if they can unlock a bit more time.
Yeah, we'll see if they are going to be able to get a bit more time out of this one. Kami not found. Holding the line here. See if they can prime themselves up. Ready to get to work. Doormat prepared for it. Lunar Snow ulting up again now. Amplifier available here. Really trying to push themselves up and do everything. Uh-oh. It's Jeff time. They found some big impact characters. Magic, their ult is put to waste and their teammates down with the perfect timing from Doormat again.
Oh, it's just time and time again. They know exactly what seems to be the case here, and now they're pushing here ever so quickly towards the point here. Time is down, but of course we know overtime will play a factor here. DS Critical needs to come back and stop this ebb and flow now.
Now or never. And hopefully not never. We'll see what's in store for them. Yamamoto comes out. Lucky does it again. Poor Groot gets the boot. It's time to assemble as well. Low HP, low spirits. It's clobbering time. And they are bringing it to fruition here. But they're still holding on.
You can just feel the desperation here now for DS Critical. They're coming in one at a time and falling like dominoes. You can see the Phoenixes are pushing very strongly, still continuing to keep push going. Just because numbers are starting to come back, but I don't know if they've got a decent hold here. Maybe now they've had enough time to regroup and sort of slow it down here. Liam just finally falls down. They do lose another because the Phoenixes seem to be finally taken out. Doormat's gone as well. That damage from the Firestorm was enough at the end, and they do manage to finally push them off and take it away from them in this overtime.
Final score.
Absolutely.
1-2.
Getting it over the line, they're going to be feeling good about it. And it does mean we go to map 3. So, my gosh, Mendrix, 2 map 3s in a day. What have you done to us?
I don't know. Look, you know, what can I say? It's what I bring to the table, right? You like series, I like series, and I bring series, okay?
You're bringing all the heat today, and I am so happy about it. We love a good competitive matchup. It's going to be.
And it's not something we expect to be competitive, right? The Phoenix,
No.
I mean, this is what the Phoenixes can do with 5 players. Imagine what they could do with 6.
Yeah, exactly. Scary concept, isn't it? Definitely excited to see what that's going to look like heading into future weeks there. Both teams putting on a really good show here. And just really excited for, yeah, what's to come out of them again. I feel like, you know, they definitely made impacts in their own right. Like, most damage blocked out of that one was actually from Jinxie there on the thing. They played their role super duper well. And definitely eager to see them swell past again.
Again, that execution just on point, right? That's what we need to get at. Surely now, if you're DS Critical hit, you get rid of Jeff. I think that's a key factor here. Just take the shark, send him back to the ocean, do your best Free Willy impression. I don't care what you do, get rid of that character. That is definitely some strong impact here from Doormat in terms of what they bring across, and it's definitely causing a lot of havoc.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like, you've seen Doormat, I feel like, has been able to make more impact than the opposition, right? They've been able to get lots and lots of really high-impact ultimates through there, and I think that that's been a really big part of what's kept them in the game, as long as it has. In a lot of instances there, you know, it's been able to activate that ultimate, wipe out basically the whole team for little to no effort there. And then they just throw them off the map, and it's like, oh, yep, you wanted to contest us? Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. And then they just run it up, get a free push over the point there. Like, it's just difficult to deal with something like that. So, very eager to see what's in store here. Ooh, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Mendrix, I think we might actually have a 6th player.
I guess what I was thinking. I saw
Uh-oh.
that, a little addition there. I think that okay, look, this is good. Right? I wanted to see what they could do with 6, so I guess my wish is being answered here.
Yep.
That is going to be a tough one, I imagine, for DS Critical a tough pill to swallow, right? It's going to be a big obstacle to overcome, because if that was how effective they were beforehand, imagine how effective they're going to be now. At the same time, are you getting rid of Jeff, right? That's what the question comes into. Are they going to decide to go, look, we understand how Doormat plays now, we can dodge it, but with the way Doormat's just able to consistently find it time and time again, it's a bit of a scary prospect for them to sort of overcome. So I feel now that even though if they were to get rid of Doormat, though, they've definitely got that extra impact with the extra player. Doormat will probably still have a backup character ready in the wings if Jeff is taken off the board.
Yeah, well, that's the flexibility of, our support characters, right? Is that even if some do get taken off the board in the ban phase there's always going to be other options. You might see something else come through, like a Loki, like a Adam Warlock, Mantis. We've seen plenty of Mantis. Luna Snow. Like, there's a lot of options there. Invisible Woman, even. Like, Rocket Recruit. There's heaps of flexibility that they can play off of there. And in terms of the other characters as well, tanks, duelists, there's a lot that they can do. So very curious to see how things change. I think that, yeah, like you were talking about earlier, that Jeff ban, certainly almost a necessity at this point, especially if your DS critical hit here. That's one I would take into consideration. But there's other high impact picks which they might let slip if they do that. So it's a real balancing act, isn't it?
Exactly right. That's the thing. Where could you imagine if Dormat's actually just playing their second best character right now, and banning away Jeff lets them go, sweet, thank you very much, opens the door to whatever they've been banning in the past, right? That's the big thing, and I believe we do have everything sorted, and we are setting up the pieces of the board as we speak before we do come into the decisive map.
Yeah, excited to see what this decisive map looks like as well. I think we are going to be back into the fray of momentarily here. So we hold on for dear life, and here we go. It's time for the ban phase.
All right. There it is.
There it is. Instant. Out of here.
It was just, there was no hesitation with that pick. It was, yep, okay, yep. Lock it in. Lock and ban it away. Venom. Phoenix is being very consistent with their choices here and now, but I'm going to be interested to see how Doormat adjusts to this. What difference they're going to make as a change now. Obviously, Spider-Man has been saved this time as well, so obviously they're going to have a little bit more of that action come in. That was obviously removed as a pick from them last time.
Yeah, going to be removed from them. And now it's back. It's so back. But you know what's gone? Doctor Strange. Always the Captain America. Always coming through there. That's been a consistent factor. And it's back. But magic's gone. So no more Houdini time. And let's see what's next.
I think what's interesting about the Captain America pick is there's big noise being created from both teams. It seems to be something that both of them like, and so it relatively remains safe in terms of what's being picked up as well. Thor has been saved here, so I mean, leaving that seems to be the mix-up, right? That you sort of give away. Oh yeah, sure, you finally lost Jeff, but Thor, which was such a thorn in your side previously, has been reactivated here as not being an option after Phoenix's. So definitely expecting that from Jinxie to be picked up, already being hovered as we speak.
Hovering it down. Thor back on the board is good, especially like you were talking about for Jinxie there. They've managed to play that one super well, but Luna Snow getting taken out, that's interesting. I feel like that's definitely been a good part of their healing capabilities, but it does leave Hela open. So curious to see how they play around that one. I like how Mark 39 blessing the timeline there with a Penny Parker. So we haven't seen any Penny Parker today until now. Maybe your wishes come true again, Mendrix.
A little bit of a change here as well. I do like it when my wishes come to fruition. I think a lot of them have come through today, so I'll take it. Thank you very much, AEL, for providing everything across that. But look, you know, Doormat is who I'm looking at here on that Moon Knight to see what they can do. Observer seems to be on my mind as well, giving us a look into Doormat scenario here. So let's see what they bring to the table here now that they don't have that impact of Jeff beforehand. Maybe this is the exactly what they wanted to have happen initially. Because Moon Knight was banned away beforehand, maybe for a good reason.
I think it's a lot to do with the ultimate there and the angst that they can bring out. Because Moon Knight, pretty high impact character if you're able to position those bits of utility correctly. Similar to like an Amor, right? Where the angst provide that passive damage as well as the squids as well. Providing, the Gamma Squids providing a lot of passive damage there for Namor. So eager to see how things go down now. Doormat holding back with their team here, but DS critical hit, primed and ready to go.
We'll see how this plays out here. I think they do need to obviously be a bit more careful here. There's an extra variable now added here for the Phoenixes that needs to be taken into account here by DS critical hit. They weren't fighting 6-on-6. It was 5 versus 6 now. The Phoenixes though have lost one, but it was a trade out here. And it seems that the Phoenixes are stamping control early. Very strong this time around. Perhaps having that extra member here is to their advantage, though, rather than having a little bit more room to move, I guess you could say. Who would have thought another player makes a bit more of a difference?
Yeah, who'd have thunk it? Not I. But we are going to be getting a lot more fruition out of this one. Having a 6th player definitely helping them. Making big strides there. Penny Parker, good to hold down the initial point here as well, especially with the mines. So great to see that they can make a strong case here. But speaking of strong case, Groot shuts Jinxie out of the space there. Spider-Man already in the back line as well. OIP4 trying to see if they can get some more into this one. Captain America on a hunt for those supports right now. They're not getting them. Spider-Man is, though.
Spider-Man's there making some good moves around the map as well. Rocket right there in the thick of things as well. And as you can see, they will use their ultimate, pushing everyone back forward as well. As well as Lucky pushing that one through as well. And you can see, he has critical hit. He's continuing to lose more and more of an edge.
And that edge could be brought back with a supernova here, shutting them into the underpass as they bring up the percentage onto the point. But Penny Parker brings out the ult now. Mines in abundance, trying to shut them down, deal big impact damage here. Invisible Woman could go down, yet they will. Good trade coming out from Mantis, though. And they try and hold this point down. Thor hunting down Hela. Feel like we're watching the movies again. But the ultimate comes out from Spider-Man, and they shut down the assault. Still going, though. But the main perpetrators have been isolated.
Yeah, this is definitely looking a lot more along the lines of the Phoenixes now, as you can see here. Continue to push forward. As I say that, though, he is critical, doing a good job. Pushing things forward here. Trying to get things back. Trying to get this unlocked, I guess you could say. But time and time again, they do this. I mean, they're holding the line here. How long have they got? They've got a minute. Phoenixes have managed to hold back for this entire time here, and it's been no actual advantage gained here. They haven't even unlocked it. Maybe they have now, finally. There it is.
There it is. So they will be able to unlock, get on to the payload sector at long last. Definitely a harder fought endeavor. Whoa, Groot ulting there as well. Really trying to see if they can lock them down. I don't know if it was worth it, though. Doormat does send them packing. They will be able to find a further impact. Moon Knight ultimate as well, just clearing a bit of space here. Invisible Woman also shining in, so everybody getting a piece of action in this one.
Yeah, definitely a different feel that we've felt from beforehand as well. And even though they've managed to unlock the convoy, it's made literally no movement. As I say that now, it's finally starting to be on the move here as well. They keep pushing forward, and of course, the thing is that the further it pushes forward, the less distance, right, that the Phoenixes need to travel when it comes to the regrouping, and the more that DS needs to go. That's the change as time goes on, but You can see DS Critical now are slowly beginning to press that control. Have managed to get a number of eliminations here on the back end as well, and we'll get some decent progress on this push.
They sure will, and we'll see if they're going to be able to build up some more as they push forth towards this point now. Doormats down. And more could be on the horizon as well. They're holding that choke point here. Jinxie ready and waiting. Closer and closer to the ultimate as they build up damage. But OIB4 is doing all the damage in the backline, holding them from getting it closer.
Yeah, big play there coming through for Spider-Man to buy that time as well. And all of a sudden now Thor is activated there. We'll start to hunt down the members here of DS Critical while they're at it as well. Talk about our party jumping into it as well as Captain America joins the fray. And you can see now they're finding really good control here. The Phoenix is here to finally push this back towards their advantage and start slowly edging that convoy back.
No worries. I got your
Yeah, trying to see if they can force it back little by little here. Amplifier coming out as well, really trying to force them out. Supernova though, could be good. They are forced back themselves and they will be swatted out of the sky like a fly. But let's see if their teammates are going to be in high supply of confidence as they try and push in, but they're getting shut out one by one here. This is a difficult challenge. DS Critical hit, need to get cracking and soon. Otherwise, it could all be over.
Yeah, you can see here 35 seconds left on the clock as well. They finally managed to get Doormat. Here's the slowly wailing away at that wall. Hella now doing some good damage here. Seems to be getting, at least there seems to be some of the unfettered control, but none of the members here from the Phoenixes actually go down in terms of that there. And now we have a bit of a response to this critical hit as they come through. Jinxie has managed to go down. This is a lot of it coming through. They've finally got some control of the payload, but I think enough has been done just to sort of hold off here. Perhaps they just need to go in for one more last stand here because we're in overtime now.
We sure are. OT time ahead. Let's see what they can manage now. Liam trying to bounce over the point. And will be able to hit the ground running, forcing Hella as far back as possible. But there's still more they need to do than that. And there it is. What we've all been waiting for. Round one reaches its completion. What a way to get it done there. And now we switch sides. It's crazy when you see stuff like that, isn't it, Mendrix?
You'll need a top-notch team.
The difference that comes into play here. I mean, DS Critical definitely put up a very valiant effort there to really start getting some progress into it, but it took them a long time to get on board and start pushing that convoy. Now I'm looking at the Phoenixes here, if they're going to be able to have a more explosive start, or are they also going to be hampered down here by DS Critical?
Yeah, that's going to be the challenge, isn't it? The question ahead of them. Will they be hindered heading into this one now? So they have ample time to prepare themselves. Ready to spring to action here. Composition's not really changing all that much. So everyone pretty solid on their picks right now. And we'll see if these picks are going to be the winning victory numbers or whether something's got to change.
It is the question of the ages here. Will the six-man strong team now, the Phoenixes here, really show us what they've been holding back this entire time?
Battle starts in 5.
Or perhaps DS Critical can turn it up a bit of a level here, right? That's the thing. They need to turn it up one more notch to sort of match here now that they've got the extra player come into it. And I'm sure the questions will be answered very shortly here. You can see defensive line has been stood up here by DS Critical. Phoenixes beginning to make their way in, but Spider-Man finds a very early flank there with surprise Speedy, and that's one already from DS Critical knocked out of here. And the flank seems to be strong here. Is that enough to set the dominoes in motion?
That's the question, isn't it? And it looks like the dominoes are already toppling over now. Good start coming out from the Phoenixes, trying to wipe out Groot. Good night, and they will be able to take easy control of this point. But they've got Captain America again! Trying to get on the point. Oh my gosh. Not again, Mendrix. Not again.
They're continuing just to hold him off that little bit.
How is he
more
still
if
alive?
Just bob and weave. Bob and weave. It's continued as much as it can. That is a lot of value. That is an insane amount of value here in the end. Zav,
I can't believe
in the
that.
end, will finally drop there. Did what needed to be done here. The rest of them are piling in as well, just to stop it from being captured, but they're all falling down in the process. It was like one domino effect after another, and of course Captain America did what needed to be done, but at the end of the day, the convoy is moving and at a much quicker speed than what DS Critical managed to get operating up and open and operating on.
We'll see if they are going to be able to get this one a step further now. I do like how we got that Moon Knight ultimate available. We can easily shut things down with that one, but they don't need it just yet. They're having a smooth time just forcing their enemies all the way back here. These solo battles like Spider-Man. I might actually die to Mantis here. Yep, there we go. That's a problem. But, you know.
More they could chew on that scenario here. That's interesting. That's bug on bug action.
Yeah. Oh, goodbye, Cap. And goodbye to more. Johnny Storm trying their best to hold down the point here. Mantis is down. We'll see if they can do it. No, they can't. Doormat gets the job done there, forcing them back as far as they possibly can here.
It's continuing to go forward here, and it's just a different outcome, right? You can really see the Phoenixes have a lot more on the table here. Being able to bring that across here, and DS Critical just trying to find a foothold somewhere if possible here. They're definitely putting up a decent fight now, but Phoenixes go, oh, okay, you've got some level of control here. Let's also use our ultimates here just to really clear everything out here. Janitor duty well and truly is in play. And as you can see, all the members of DS Critical have been taken out, except of course for the Captain America once again holding down the line.
That they are. They sure are. And eager to see what manages to push in now as Phoenixes take control, take the W, and that is going to be 2-1 in their favor. What a way to get it done.
It was such a big battle there. The Phoenixes knew what they needed to do. They just needed to put up a strong enough defense to take to game 3, buy time for their player, and then jump it in. And lucky, of course, MVP bring a lot of value in that final round there as well. And it was well thought there by DS Critical, but the Phoenix is definitely the better team here on the day.
Absolutely. Great stuff coming through there. They are going to be able to take the W and scrub through victory. So, huge stuff from them. Well played. Playing at a disadvantage at first, but they do manage to take point in the end. But, you know what else is going to be great here? It's going to be great to hear about our sponsors. So, big shout out to none other than AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. But who else do we have to thank? It's Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. So a big shout out to both of our wonderful sponsors there. And a shout out to Mendrix for coming on today. We love Mendrix. And definitely keen to see more Mendrix in the future. But if you want to see more of us, everybody, make sure you check out AU Esports League on your YouTube, on Facebook, X, you name it, we're on it. More high school league action will be on its way in the coming weeks. So get excited for that. But Mendrix, do you have any final words?
It was an excellent battle across the board there from all the teams here. I can't wait to see how everything progresses, the journey that the teams will take as the rest of this term goes forward, and I'm excited to see it in the future, Matty.
Absolutely, you and me both. And we will see you all again next week, same time, same place. Ciao for now, everybody, and have a wonderful evening. Peace out.